podcast, episode number 169, Ooer Misses, for March the 31st, 2023. I am your host, Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
Tweaky Neil.
Shut up.
And Dave is not on my right, if that's the one that I'm left with, right? He's away on holiday this week. I can't. Where did he say he went?
Lanzarote.
Oh, lovely. And he told us it's very hot there, so obviously he's a wanker, and he's not here this week. So we are instead privileged. I say privileged, yes, to be joined by the one and only Mike Chin.
Hello,
mate. It's good to see you. Good to hear from
you.
you.
Good to see you too. I mean you two, but also you two as a pair.
Yes.
It's a double meaning. Hello, this is the first podcast I am doing on my new Wi-Fi
We
that
are
I
truly
have
honoured.
in my new house.
Oh, mate, it
Jesus
doesn't get
Christ.
more exciting than that, does it? Living the
Oh my
dream.
God, I went
Straight
6
into
weeks.
story time.
6 weeks without internet. I had to talk to my wife.
Oh,
It was awful, like.
what was
You
that
watched
like?
Say again.
What was that like? To
It
actually
was just
speak to another
terrible,
human in the
terrible.
flesh.
Like when they installed it, Tara texted me saying, "We shan't talk tonight, darling," and we just didn't see each other for the rest of the night. So yes, I have my own internet.
Yay.
I'm getting more painless. Neil, you'll be happy.
Oh, nice.
Than I was last time because we've cut off the TV. Don't have the Virgin Media no more. TV's gone.
So
But
you're
you've
doing
used this
full on illegal streaming from now on, is it?
I use Netflix. I use. I think Tara has some Apple Plus bollocks that I never watch, and I use a Plex server that may or may not be legal. It's very illegal. Like, what's anybody going to do?
Someone else's Plex server, I assume, obviously.
Yeah, not mine. I got a message going, "Yo, do you want my Plex server for no money?" And I went, "Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I do." Because I can. So,
Can't
but
say no
I
to
did.
that, can
I offered him money. I said, "Oh, I'll give you a bit of money for it." He's like, "It literally makes no difference to me." So I was like, "All right." So
Sweet.
there you go. So I'm in a new room. At the moment, I posted a picture of the room. It's a bomb site. But it's a big room. I've got plenty of room.
Looks like a loft room.
It is a loft room, but it's a big loft room, like decent sized. And it was 8:00, and I was like, you know what? I've got a brand new desk for my PC, a brand new cabinet for all my consoles that I bought from IKEA.
I can tell that's an IKEA cabinet. I can see that.
I can put this together in 2 hours and also put together my PC, which is in boxes. I was like, I can do that in 2 hours.
You're a can-do. It's that can-do attitude I love.
I do, right? And it gets me far. But I was pretty much on the second shelf at 9:30 on this bloody thing, and I went, I don't think it's going to work out. So then I started to
It's
go.
when you went on the floor and you found the T that fit in on that can-do, and suddenly became can't-do.
Yeah. So I was like, I should probably get my MacBook ready just in case. And I was like, where the bloody hell is that? And then I got a TP link, one of those like things that you plug into the wall. You plug and it goes through your electric. And I hadn't tested that at all, and I just switched it on, connected to it, and here I am. So it worked. But yeah. So it's nice. It's nice to have the internet back. I've been watching DVDs, which is rough.
All right, 90s man.
I've watched. Well, speaking of that, I watched all the three seasons of Bottom.
You haven't watched the X-Files, have you, or something?
No, I haven't watched the X-Files. No. I watched all 3 seasons of Bottom, so it's been a while since I've watched that. So, yeah,
how's that hold up?
It's you know what? I was worried. I was worried about Bottom because
it was a bit close to the bone back in the day.
It's very close to the bone. It's very sexist and awful and rude and disgusting. But it does hold up. I think it holds up pretty well. I still think it's funny because they are so obviously horrible people that everything they do therefore becomes like horrible, and it's clearly the wrong thing to do. And it's all what I realised. It's basically a real life Tom and Jerry. That's all it is. It's just this cat and mouse like situation where they just constantly beat the shit out
Is
of
it
each
just
other.
the two of them in bottom, isn't it?
Most of the time. Sometimes
Yeah.
you get Dave Hedgehog and
Was he
Spudko.
Mike from the
He was Mike, yeah,
from
from
the
the Young Ones, yeah. And then you get the landlord whose name was Dickhead. So it's
Nice.
really on the nose humour with the bottom. Yeah, it's like, it's not
it's pretty
stuff.
highbrow shit. That is.
Yeah, so yeah, Dickhead, and then you had like Crichton from Red Dwarf. He played a guy where they stole his wooden leg because it was worth $2.5 grand, and they pawned it to put a bet on a horse, and then they tried to put it back, and it is really. I think it holds up. I think it's fine because they're obviously terrible people. So it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I think it's all right. So I was just going to move on to absolutely fabulous DVDs, and then we got internet. So we're back on The Last of Us now.
Lucky you.
I love Abfar. It's one of the best ever. But like, we're back onto The Last of Us now. So yeah, been watching that. But that's it. You know, moving house, always fun, isn't it? I don't know how many times
Takes
have you guys
about 2 months apparently.
Yeah, I'm probably on week 6 or 7 of like moving house, and everything's still we got like a front room now, which is just basically a dump station where everything's
See, the problem you have, obviously you've got rooms in your loft. That's where I put all of my shit that I haven't opened for the last 15 years.
Well, I've got this sounds really posh. So I also have a cellar, Neil.
Nice.
And next to the dead bodies, you can put like, you know, it's like a shed basically, but it's a decent cellar,
but more damp.
It's not that damp. It's not too bad. It's not too bad down there. It's not been tanked, which is like, you know, when they put like rubber seal.
He's a basement dweller.
Well, yeah, but are you in your basement now, Fraser?
No, I've pretty much been ousted from my basement. I over the last little while, I've concentrated on building up my office upstairs to a point where I don't need to go into the basement for the podcast anymore.
It's got 15.1 surround sound now in his office.
Yeah, this whole speaker stuff that I do listen to the show. I listen to like Dave. I was thinking about Dave's 3-hour drive. You know, he a couple of episodes about. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to drive 3 hours for some speakers, and then the next week he actually did it, and I was like, I don't know if I'd do that, man.
That is a hike to go pick stuff up. He did well.
I don't know. Yeah. So I still listening to the show, but I this is I haven't really been playing many video games, I'm afraid.
Neither have I, Mike. Don't worry about it.
Could be a short show this week.
The first 15 minutes is you talking about fucking fantasy football for like
well,
a lot
much of that this week.
You know, like so and so's signed on that person, and then goes all the way to the goal and scores and kisses another man. That's what you're talking about.
It almost sounds like we've got a professional sportscaster here.
I don't like to brag, but So honestly, I do listen to the fantasy football soccer thing that you talk about, but I have very little knowledge of what's going on when you talk about it.
Well, one of the things that we've noticed this year is we have people who have joined the fantasy league, namely our septics over across the pond, well below me, but across the pond from you guys. I don't think they have a clue anything about football, but they seem to be doing very.
So
yeah, obviously they're out to lunch, but they're doing very well.
But didn't you say like, you've got to tend the garden though? You've got to. I couldn't just pick a bunch of players and then hope for the best, could I?
Well, you have the form to read every week, right? There's always
numbers.
all the it's numbers. It's reading the form. It's seeing who's playing each week, who's scoring, who's
Jesus.
It's I think you could pay attention to it for an hour a week and have a very decent run at a season. In fact, probably less than that. I don't think I put in an hour a week on it.
Well, I don't want to say much, but
Now and again, I do like to shock people of very small football knowledge that I sprinkle on them. Like, so-and-so's playing well. And like, people in the office are like, how do you know about that football player? Whatever, and then we'll walk off.
Are we taking credit for that here then? Or is that where you get your football?
Yeah. You give me some tidbits and I'll throw them in the office next week. You know what I mean? So, so we, in terms of football in the office, we have a diehard Wolves fan.
That's you, is it?
No, No. I suppose you put a gun to my head, I would say Wolves. Only because I drive past it every day. But we have a Wolves fan. We have somebody who's a Villa fan and a Torquay United fan.
Well, they're both the same person. Is a Villa and
This is one person that supports Aston Villa and Torquay United.
So they say Torquay just so they can walk around and not get lynched around Wolverhampton, do they?
No one's going to lynch you in this day and age around Wolverhampton. Like we haven't done that for at least 10 years. We haven't done that for a while. But yeah, there are some Villa fans actually. Yeah, like my two brother-in-laws are Villa fans, and they're from Wolves. So I don't know. It's Wolves, Albion, or Villa that basically around here. There's not many.
No Brum.
No City fans really, but in the office, Wolves. One person more Torquay because he prefers the sort of lower down football, like where anything can kind of happen instead of like the money football.
He's keeping it real, then, is he? Where is Torquay? Is it near you guys then?
Torquay is down south. No, Devon. Don't say.
Yeah, I thought so. Then how does he become? Yeah. Okay, so what's
Torquay?
From Torquay.
He's from Torquay.
Oh, okay. So he has to fly a flag for his local team. Yeah.
What was it? Villa.
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Shall we get him on the fucking show? Like he's
this is the film section.
His uncle's from Stourbridge, so he that's how he sort of got that like sort of Villa link. But
Jesus.
Yeah.
You should just pick.
Is Villa like posh Brom, is it? Is it posh Villa?
No. Aston is an absolute shithole.
Okay.
I remember, speaking of people from Devon, like we had to film with some people from Devon, and I had to meet them. Anybody who knows Aston or Aston Villa, I had to meet them at like this large Tesco, which is right by the Aston Villa ground, and they wouldn't get out the car. They wouldn't get out because they were so scared, and they'd never seen a Muslim person before. All right.
Yikes.
And I said, we might get shot. And I went, not all Muslim people have guns. That one does, by the way, but not all of them. That's just a bad example, right? But like they were genuinely like, I don't want to get out the car. I don't want to get. I've never seen like a Muslim person. I'm like, mate, you're a long way from home. But that's where Ozzy Osbourne's from, Aston. So good
Where
things
is
can
Aston? Where's Aston?
It's right next to Birmingham. It's right next to Birmingham. It's like it's basically is Birmingham. It's like an area in Birmingham.
Is it on the west side? I can't even find it.
Is
it as big as Dudley?
I don't think
it's smaller than Dudley.
I think basically the only thing in Aston is Aston Villa.
It's like pretty much, and a Tesco.
There's a university though, wasn't there? A University of Aston.
There's Aston University, which is very good. Yeah, so I suppose it's like I think it's slightly west Birmingham, slightly. When you come into Birmingham from the Junction 6 M6, you see Aston on the right. So yeah, I think it's West Birmingham, Northwest Birmingham.
A geography lesson as well here.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Well, okay. Well, in the spirit of keeping the show moving along, Neil, is there any football that we need to talk about?
We've had an international break, obviously, so there's been no Premier League football.
So what's that about then? Do they just stop playing for a bit?
Well, yeah, the last game was nearly 2 weeks ago, I guess now, in the Premier League, and we've had people playing for their nations, like Scotland and England.
Why are they playing for their nations? What's going on?
Well, we've had hang on, what is it? Is it World Cup? No, European Championship qualifiers we've had. So next summer,
qualifiers. Right,
we've got international tournament European Championships.
Is that the Euro one? The Euros?
Because the Euros came
didn't that just happen?
Well, we've just had a World Cup in December, but the Euros happened a year late because of the COVID.
Right.
So we've only got 3 years.
I feel like people moan in the football. As soon as the football stops, football stops for some reason, everybody bloody moans. But there's so much fucking football all the time. Constantly. It's just ridiculous.
People talk about it on podcasts and shit as well.
It's sickening. It's sickening how much football there is. Okay.
We're transitioning right now to a full-on football podcast. You know that, don't you?
That's fine.
I'll still guest one. We could just do we could split it into two.
Yeah, I'll still guest on it. I'll just go. I fucking hate it. All the way through it. Okay, yeah. So
we've been blagging our way about video games for about 10 years now. So
exactly,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Play those as well, you know. Yeah, so they're qualifying, Neil. Okay, they're qualifying for the Euros.
So we've got.
I get it.
They have. I don't know. What have we got? A group of 6 now, or whatever. We have obviously everyone else in the whole of Europe is qualifying, but there's also things going on in Africa, things going on in South America, North America, blah blah blah. They've all got their own, what they're called, confederations, where they have their competitions. So that's been the break for like 2 weeks.
Playing to be in the all their own shit.
Yeah, so like South America, they've had that. I don't know. They've got qualifiers for whatever they're doing in South America.
Other, it's like South American
CONCACAF is like North and Central America. They're all lumped together and they'll have a competition. No one gives a shit about that though, because that's all the shit teams.
It's everybody only cares about English football. Is that right? Basically,
pretty much.
Yeah,
Europe is king.
Europe is king when it comes to football. Yeah,
that's because everyone comes to Europe.
Yeah, England basically, isn't it? It's basically England.
The Premier League is probably, well, it's almost definitely the one with all the money these days.
It's mad, isn't it, that it's like England, even though like some of the best players are like from Portugal. I don't know. I'm speaking as someone who knows fuck all about football.
You did all right there. There are some good players. Well, possibly the best Portuguese player ever is actually playing in Saudi Arabia right now. So,
all right,
he's
that's
a bit
cash
older.
though, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly,
cash.
Exactly. Cash.
Okay, so stupid question time, Neil. Just going to ask you another stupid question. Do some international teams automatically qualify for the Euros, or do they all have to qualify?
I think, actually, I'm not 100% certain, to be honest. I assume the hosts and the champions usually qualify.
The hosts and the champions. So where is it next year?
I think it's in Germany, as far as I'm aware. I'm not 100% certain if it's Germany and something else, but I'm pretty sure it's Germany.
Hey, did you see that bloody video of the king? Hey, speaking German, still got his ties to the bloody Nazis.
Speaking his natural tongue.
His natural tongue is all bloody bollocks. Anyway, so the host and the winner.
I don't know if the winners will automatically qualify these days. They did start kind of think about changing that, but that would have been daft, let's be honest, if your current champions didn't automatically qualify. But that usually means they don't get to play any competitive football in the meantime. So when they turn up, they might be a little bit rusty because they've been playing lines of Saudi Arabia and whatever. But
I see.
Yeah. So England have won 2 games. Out of 2. I was given a bit of shit last week, and I can't watch them. It's fucking awful to watch. But we have won 2 games out of 2, and we did beat Italy, who we haven't in Italy, which we haven't done since 1961 or something. So, and then we beat.
Well, that's all right then, isn't it?
Else. Who did we beat? What was the second game? Ukraine. So you have to feel a bit bad about beating Ukraine. Obviously.
No,
but
do you? There's no love lost.
Apparently, it was a very emotional night, but I didn't actually watch it. So,
no emotion.
Yeah,
no emotion. Just. Yeah,
they were a very professional performance. They put their emotions to one side and made sure they demolished them. Apparently,
are they? Yeah, are they a good team, Ukraine?
They're all right for certain. I don't know if they're not probably as good as they had been in the past. I would say, like the old days, maybe 15, 20 years ago, they were probably a bit better. They had some big stars. Andrei Shevchenko, he's pretty famous.
I was just about to say Chevy. Yeah. He was Ukrainian,
Okay.
He came to Chelsea when he passed it.
That's right.
And he was he was AC Milan when they were good back in the 90s.
Yes.
So.
See, this is what I do, Mike. I just say yes, affirming that I know what he's that I know these facts, but I don't really.
Yes. Football.
So I listen to a lot of football podcasts. That's why I just repeat what I hear on.
I know. Podcast. Well, yeah. What I do, because they all watch I remember when that Italian Englishy football game was going on, because when I play snooker, they're all watching it. You can see them all watching it, and I come out the snooker room, I go Reds, and then I close the door, and that's my part.
Were there any Reds playing that night? I'm not sure.
Probably not. No.
It was Denmark getting smashed that night.
Yeah, so that's what I do. That's I make it very clear that I know nothing, because if I don't want to get trapped in the football conversations, you know what I mean? Like,
well, unfortunately, you've been trapped here tonight.
No, that's fine. I'm amongst friends here, but like when there are words, like they're going to turn up Wolves next time, and I'm like, I would rather cut off my penis with a rusty bread knife than talk more about football. Can we stop? But anyway, more about that.
Did I just see some blue lights flash past your light?
Yeah,
Your
you got the police going by. What kind of
I
neighborhood
thought
are
you'd
you in?
moved away from that sort of dodgy area.
So they this is funny, right? I've moved to an area which is quite nice now, but I live on quite a main road, so there are quite a few sirens, right? And literally, like, there was like a shooting outside my house.
I think you recall the last time you were on here was someone was being chased with a fucking spade or something.
Yeah. So I've gone from spade chasing to shooting, which I
Yes.
think is like an upgrade or a downgrade, whichever way you look at it. Luckily, no one was killed in the shooting, which is nice. But yeah, there's never been a shooting around here ever.
I can
Till
sympathize,
you got
Mike.
there.
I sit there
I'm
and I
with
tell
you.
my children all the time. I go, you don't know how lucky you are. You live in one of the nicest. You live in one of the nicest countries. You're in one of the nicest cities in one of the nicest countries of the world. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. We've had like some guy ran through and shot and murdered some guy the other week. We've had another shooting or whatever. It's all kicking off here. So I don't know anymore what's.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's no one was hurt in this recent shooting.
See, that's the good thing about living in this
Thursday.
country is everyone's shit at shooting. So
Yeah, really bad.
even
really
if there
bad.
is a shooting, mostly no one gets hurt.
So yeah, luckily no one's upset. But yeah, we move here and then there's a shooting, so all the neighbours are like, whatever. But we brought the neighbourhood down. That's fine. We can live with that.
You can work at bringing it back up. Pick up some litter. 3 pieces of litter every day, Mike. That's what you need to do.
I met the neighbours. That's an awkward one, isn't it? When you meet your neighbours for the first
fully
time.
clothed?
Well, I did stand up, but I was in the bath at the time when I met them. But no, they were like, you pass in the front garden, don't you? You're taking it a bit. Oh, hi, yeah, hi. Like, like, nice garden. You got nothing to say. You got nothing, right? Where you from? What you do? Small 6 inches to the left. You don't got nothing to talk about. Like, so it's just passing conversation, but they're very posh, my neighbours. So I feel like the troll that lives underneath the bridge when I talk to them. Do you know what I mean? Like they just look at me and they think I'm just some sort of ghastly beast.
Well, we know that's not true, don't we?
Yeah.
So stop that.
But they were very sweet, and they brought round some daffodils, some daffodils from their garden. They brought some daffodils around.
Oh, very nice. Yes,
very nice.
See, my attitude towards my neighbors, and I've been here long enough. We'd had neighbors come and neighbors go, and all that sort of stuff. My attitude is completely like talk to the neighbors all the time. It's great to know what's going on around the street. Keep friendly with everyone ever. I don't want to be your good friend, though.
No,
that's right.
No,
let's just keep. Particularly like the immediate, houses next. Let's just remember this is a professional relationship here, right?
You're going to hear shit. You're going to hear shit. We're not going to talk about it.
We're going to have issues that we have to deal with. It may be Christmas lights, hooking up Christmas lights, maybe a tree over here or a bit of garbage or something like that. So.
Yeah, I agree. I've learned that lesson from my first house. He's like, don't get chummy with the neighbours, but be nice to them. And I don't like the fact that our new neighbour has started bringing our bin in. Like, I don't like that. That winds me up because that sets like no, I've got to fucking bring your bin in if I see it, and I don't want to.
How long's the drive?
It's not long, but it's pretty steep, and I'm like, and he's retired. He's not like really old, but
he's got nothing better.
He's got nothing going on. He said to me the other day, "Oh, I'm just going to play golf all day tomorrow." And I almost said, "Fuck you," like almost like a gut instinct. Do you know what I mean? And I went, but instead I went, "What's your handicap?" But I was like, "Fuck you." So yeah, he's got nothing going on. But yeah, even taking the bin in and stuff, that winds me up because I remember when I first moved to my first house, they were like cutting my grass for me, and then you hold them favors, and it's sort of like I hate.
That's when you just end up having to move house.
Basically, that's what
just
I did.
To get away.
Yeah. Well, they were awful neighbours, but like yeah, it's just bad. I don't want to deal with it. But they have invited us round for a drink,
Nice.
which
Oh, that's how it starts.
I kind of want to do because their house is fucking massive, right? And I really want to look at it. But I feel like you can't turn that off or
Are you,
down.
what
But
do they call it, on a non-estate location then, where like all the houses are different?
yeah, but all these houses are like older than like my dad. Like these houses are old. Like this house that I'm in is like 1890.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's a very very old house, and like all the houses are different on this street. So yeah,
It's got period
it's
features.
yeah. Well, the windows for a start, like, you
I
can
can
see
see
them.
them.
Yeah. So
Lead
yeah,
lined, are
asbestos all the way around. Original. Look, we got original tiles in the hall, and they're
they?
like,
Crikey.
yeah. So they're like
Is it a
over
listed
100
building,
years
is
old.
it?
No, but some of them are on this street. I
Yikes.
checked that because I was like, well, what if I've got to do stuff? But it's not listed. But
So you can knock
the
the whole
fire,
fucking shit
I
inside
can
out
I
and do
can
what you
just put
fucking
a
like.
big fucking like dirty statue on the front if I wanted to. But the
Can a
front room has
statue of
a
Trinity
yeah
put it
the
on your front lawn?
the front room has a fireplace that was made in like the 1930s. It's not a very pretty fireplace, but because it's so old, like you can't get rid of it. But I've got like a little like a statue of Mario that I put in the garden, in the back garden. And when my mates helped me move, they put it on the front wall, just as a bit of a joke. And I would have loved to left it there, but it's just going to get stolen. But yeah, it's all right. I can't complain. I can't complain. It's a nice house. But it's just just like all when you move in, you just everything's in boxes, everything's a mess, and still haven't got my life.
Some
in
people
order,
are so organised though. Like when I
yeah,
leave house, they're just like, bam! It's like a fucking show home within 2 weeks.
yeah. I don't know.
Those are people who care, Neil.
Yeah,
What are they? They're weirdos. I think they are.
I really enjoy like all the boxes and stuff. I really get a massive satisfaction of emptying a box and like right, everything's sort of done with that box. But I've been so busy with work and so on, like it's just not been happening. So anyway, you need to talk about your football bollocks, don't you? So you better do that.
There is no football. That's why we've been chatting shit from.
Oh right, okay. Oh, this is a great episode for me. This is
Well, why
brilliant.
don't we move on then? In trying to keep in keeping with some sort of
Order.
Order. Thank you, Mike. Let's move
No
on then to
problem.
what we've been doing, shall we? And
What we've been doing.
yeah,
Nice.
what we've been doing. Well, I mean, we're pretty much talking about what we've been doing anyway. But
Yeah.
Have I put anything about? I don't think I've been doing anything. I worked
okay.
an extra
You
night
just
this
sat
week.
there
So
for a week, like
I've been working nights.
you've been
so,
working.
All right. Well, I'll
I
start.
worked
It was
an
my
extra
birthday.
night. So yeah, I was going to say, I've got to say a happy birthday.
Yeah,
Apparently,
When was
someone
it?
said we should sing you a happy birthday.
No,
But
you don't need to do that.
we
Is your
might get-
birthday today?
It was my birthday yesterday.
Yesterday. Oh,
yeah.
okay. Happy
So I had
birthday,
a very
Fraser.
thanks very much. Yes, very nice
birthday.
To you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank
That'll
you.
do.
Happy birthday, Fraser.
Oh, I
well,
can
I
feel
just-
it. It's almost like he's
extremely
stroking my
wrong.
chin when he does that. I feel it. I can feel it.
Happy birthday to you. Well done, Fraser.
Thank
You've
you.
gone
Yes,
round
yes.
the sun again.
Yep, wonderful. Yeah, very nice birthday. Actually, I really enjoyed it. Got woken up, given some presents. Took my daughter, who has no flies on her, said to me, "Do you want to fancy coming picking me up from school and taking me out for lunch for your birthday?"
Great.
So, not to miss a golden opportunity like that, I went and picked her up, and we went to McDonald's and had a great feed. So in fact, it was a wonderful, even though it was McDonald's, it was a wonderful birthday just to sit down with her and grab some lunch. So that was nice.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's
wonderful,
nice.
right?
Yes.
How many more of those do you get, right? So
None.
so that was very nice. And I couldn't. My son, unfortunately, he goes to a different school and has a different lunchtime, so I couldn't do that. So I gave him some money and said, "Look, here, take yourself out and have lunch on me." And I think he grunted at me and then left. So
Sounds about right.
so that was good. But
God,
yeah, it was nice.
Kids are bastards, aren't
Teenagers, mate. It's teenagers.
they?
Yeah.
But I'm
Horrible.
becoming. I'm in the absolute thick of it. Neil knows exactly what I'm talking about with teenagers.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation a little bit before, but funny enough, I spoke to my sister yesterday, and she went to a seminar where somebody was talking about teenagers and how they're hardwired and completely, for different things and just can't. Why are they so goofy and why can't they
Well,
focus? And
so
all
they
that sort of stuff.
clumsy and like shit.
Grumpy.
Yeah. Yes. So I mean,
Moody.
so I'm trying to be a little bit more empathetic to teenagers right now. It's hard.
We
It's
were
hard.
all teenagers once.
Of course we
I
were.
don't think I was a moody cunt though.
I've apologized to my parents. All right, for times gone.
I think I
And,
may have done that as well.
I think it's just your time, right? It's your time comes. I don't remember being that much of a problem, but I'm sure I was. So,
I definitely
but
remember my mum taking a good swing at me and trying to slap me around the face and me dodging.
Oh,
out of the way.
nice.
I asked my dad, like, was I that bad? Like, was I that bad? I was like, no, I'm not really. Like, he just carried on. Like, my brother was the problem. My
Right.
brother was like, he was the one who always like, I'm going to join the army. I'm going to join the police. I've bought some
That'd be
ninja
great.
stars. I bought some ninja stars. Here's a crossbow. Oh, I've been arrested. That was my brother. Whereas
Right.
I was just like, oh, Dad, I think I need a lift. Like, that was probably the biggest problem I had. Oh, Dad, I want to play snooker tonight. Is that all right? Can we go to the club? Yeah, all right. Look, that was it. Like,
Yeah, but you see, this is what you remember, right?
I asked him, I said, was I a big like twat or something? And he was like, no, not really. You were all right. You were all right. It was your brother. I hate your brother. You're the best son. This is what he said.
That's what he was trying. I mean, the message was there if it wasn't communicated as such. But yeah, of course, the golden child.
You can listen to my brother on the Overseas Connection. He's on there, doing stuff.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, it was a lovely birthday. I got some, kept some nice presents and whatever.
Yeah. What'd you get?
Any speakers?
Big
I got
presents.
some speaker mounts actually from my sister,
Ooh,
so I'm going to mount some speakers
good.
on the.
That's good.
Yeah.
What do
How
teenage
many?
kids get? Yeah. What do teenage kids get? Yeah.
My daughter gave me a picture of her in a frame.
That's that's great.
She's just
That's
there's no stopping. There's no stopping this one, is there?
I love that. That's brilliant. Like here's something that you really want. Picture of me, right? Me.
This is my
There you
daughter
go.
all over it. So she gave me a
It's
picture of
great.
herself. She asked me if I would take her out for lunch to celebrate my birthday.
Oh, man.
And then my wife gave me some AirPods, right?
Okay.
And the first thing that comes out of my daughter's mouth is, "Can I have your other headphones?" I mean, there's no stopping her,
They're
right?
just like latches. They're just like, they're just after whatever they can get. And what did Stan get you?
A raincoat, which I needed for
All right.
for walking.
The walking.
So that's good. Yeah, but I'm sure he, let's say Stan, in inverted commas, Stan got it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's lovely. The AirPods I'm not keeping, just so you know.
Why not?
Because I think my wife, bless her
She wants
heart.
them.
No, I'd said I wanted headphones, but she'd confused headphones with AirPods. I didn't want as much.
Did
as
you want some
AirPods.
big cans?
You want some cans?
You want
yeah,
AirPods
so-
Maxes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so the AirPods have gone back, and I'm getting a pair of
I see.
Sennheisers, I think they are,
What, with a wire?
with a wire. Yes.
Oh, you got
What are you
all
gonna
these
plug
audio
them into?
files. No, honestly, we have to work with this music producer, and he said like, if you fucking use wireless headphones to listen to the music I create for you, I'll fall out with you. That's what he said. All right. He says, oh, the headphone jack, is it gold? I mean, I don't fucking know. Like what? He's like, it's got to be
It's
gold.
Bluetooth, mate. It's Bluetooth.
It's got to be a gold connector.
He's going beyond. He's taking it even beyond further.
Yeah, it's
with
just
the
got to be gold. It's got to be gold. Like, listen to it like that. I went, yeah, but like the people that are going to listen to it aren't going to listen to it like that. They're going to listen to it like I am. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. We don't have music from him anymore. So yeah. Okay. So headphones, raincoat. took your daughter out.
Oh, I got a book actually that was recommended
A
by,
book?
I think it was SLH actually who recommended it, which was a paleontology book on the history of the dinosaurs.
Oh, okay.
So
Was that in a
probably
thread on Discord or
yes, I
something?
believe it was. Yeah, it
Yes, I did
it
see
might have
that.
been in your channel. Well, we haven't even mentioned that to anybody who doesn't know who you are. Where are you
Fucking.
from?
As if no
Uh,
one knows.
no,
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
say that. No, that's ridiculous. Don't say that. That's. I'm from another podcast which is not as good as this one.
Oh, give over.
It's called the Veteran Gamers Podcast,
You
where
used to be. It used to be like that for sure. You were always the better podcast. I mean,
now it's just because I don't know, we just shout at each other constantly.
I was gonna say, it's rather shouty these days. That
Very
podcast.
shouty, very shouty. It's like a three-way marriage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really is. And I sometimes talk to Stu in the week, but literally we record every minute of the conversation that we have, and that's the show. That's it.
That
Like
sounds familiar.
I don't speak to Eric again. Now and again, we'll get text messages saying, "Should we play this game?" Yes, okay. Now and again, Stu will ring me and say, "Oh, my heart stopped again." All right, fine, no problem.
Are you going to be
and-
around
and-
Sunday?
Yeah, are you going to be there Sunday? 'Cause I'm sick of these fucking excuses, to be honest. And that's it. But we do shout a lot, you know. If it was up to me, you know, like we wouldn't shout. But what can you do? You can't control it. It's just one of them. We get emotional, you know.
That's
Stu
what it's
warns
like when
Eric
you're
up.
in. You got comfortable in each other's company after all this time. It's just
Yeah,
when
yeah.
real. This is you only
Just-
hurt the ones you love, and all that, isn't it?
Yeah. You know,
It's
so
true,
yeah,
it's true.
so I'm on that show. So if you don't know about that show, it's called Veteran Gamers. It's a podcast about video games. We
Occasionally.
try to stick to the. It's like this. It's just about anything, isn't it? Really, it's just guys.
Well, you used to be pretty video gamey.
Yeah, we're only not now because like I feel like most people. This is topic of the week. I feel like a lot of people have found other hobbies, like because I think that's because gaming is a bit weird now. Gaming's a bit strange. Fraser, you're going into the DJing. Stu's got into DJing. Duke, I mean, he's always writ and done stuff like that, but he basically only plays like Rocket League, and I've done other stuff. So it's like I think games are just weird now. Like games are just.
More people are playing games than ever, though, aren't they? Surely.
I know, but I like somebody stopped doing a podcast. No, somebody quit the industry. Somebody quit the gaming industry because he said, "I don't like the way games are at the moment." And I was like, "Oh man, that's how I feel." And he like games like I know Neil. I know.
I know what you're going to
this.
say. I know exactly what you're going to say because there's a picture of it and everything. Yeah.
Games like Destiny for me.
We've ruined
Look,
everything.
no, but I've played Destiny, and it's a great. I play it, and it's a great feeling game. Do you know what I mean? I play it. I like the shooty stuff. What I don't like is like 100 people in the lobby, like jumping around, kicking the ball about, whatever stupid shit that is, and like it just feels sort of like kind of weird to me to play a game like that. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, with games like Hogwarts, which is a single player RPG, open world game that sold really well, that publishers will be like, oh, okay, maybe we don't have to make everything a fucking MMO. I just don't like MMOs, like the same, pick a genre that you don't like. Imagine that genre just exploded, right? And that's what happens in the game industry. Destiny came out, blew everything out of the water. Everything wanted to be like
would say that Destiny fucking broke the gaming industry because everyone wants to
little,
have a Destiny.
A little, and to its fault as well, like battle royales sort of fucked everything up because I know I'm speaking to people that I've spent many hours playing PUBG with, and those memories are some of the best gaming moments I've ever had. But what battle royale became was Fortnite basically, and what Fortnite is now is just something that I definitely don't want to fucking do, which is live in it. You know what I mean? Like
Fortnite's fucking going to be everything though. Fortnite is going to be everything.
It's going to be Ready Player One basically is what they're trying to do, and
it's the metaverse that everyone else wants.
Yeah, and good for them, but that's not where I didn't sign up for that. You know, that's not me.
But don't you think there's enough out there that you can totally ignore that? I mean, like Destiny is not, and I have nothing to do with Destiny at all. I have nothing to do with Roblox. I have well, I say I have nothing to do with it. I have kids who are on it
You
all
have
the
to
time.
pay for it occasionally.
You know, I have nothing to do with Destiny, Roblox, you know, Fortnite, all that sort of stuff.
Don't,
I mean,
don't put Destiny alone with Roblox.
There's enough
it's the
out
same
there.
thing. It's basically the same thing now. Like I can't tell which one's which.
There's enough out there that we don't need to. Like I feel like, you know, that didn't, you know, the PS5 just posted sales numbers greater than any of the consoles in history. So obviously something's going on, right?
Something's going on. I suppose maybe it is just me. Like, but I don't know. Yeah, I also I suppose the other thing is there's too much going on. There's too many stuff. Right. As soon as I got the internet back, my options just opened up for all the stuff that I could play. Like when I didn't have the internet, all I could play was my Raspberry Pi, like emulator retro thing. And even on that fucking thing, there's like 900 games, right?
Yeah.
And then I switch on the console. I've got every bloody game on the Game Pass thing. I've got all the PlayStation bollocks. You know, I share my Steam library with Stu, and I never touch that. There's just too like as soon as I pirated my Nintendo Switch, yes, I pirated my Nintendo Switch. Kill me. What are you gonna do? Right? What are you gonna do?
But he didn't. But his Plex server is somebody else's.
Don't get Plex on the Switch.
As soon as
because Nintendo don't follow through on anything, do they?
As soon as I pirated my Switch, I played it less because I had all of a sudden I had like 58 games on the thing. And I just couldn't be asked to play it. And I remember when I chipped my 360, and I had like infinite games. Like I just didn't know what to play. And I like you play a game disposable. It's just like, bleh. And I feel like because everything's on a service now.
Now you've got a legit way of doing that.
Yeah, it's almost like a legit way of like having too many options.
Have you got PS Plus Extra and all that?
Yeah, I think so. Well? I think I do. Yeah, I don't know, but like I think I do. And I never use it, but the it's there, and I like the fact that it's there. I just never play it, but it's also brilliant as well, isn't it? It's also like fantastic, and
you can't
what an
not
age!
Do it.
What an age that we live in, that we've got all these games, and like, oh my god! And GoldenEye just got re-released, and I know it's awful, but like I can just play it, you know. And I never did. I always thought, man, I wish they'd remaster GoldenEye. They did it. They never touched it.
No, they didn't remaster it. That was the problem.
They did not remaster
it. Is it shit?
It's fucking awful, mate.
Oh, is it shit?
The
game's
Xbox
awful.
version has modern controls, and that's about it. Other than that, it's basically
well, like, you know, but I suppose pick another example.
I didn't even make it to the dam. It was so bloody awful.
That's literally the beginning of the game.
It's the game.
Yeah, but you have to go around the corner first. I don't think I made it to the first corner before I went. This is just
you got to that tower.
I said I'm not putting myself through this. No matter, I don't care.
It's an old game.
All right, that's interesting. But I suppose like another thing, like, you know, you've got access to all the Fallout games, all the EA games on Game Pass, and all this stuff. And
I just remembered something else I have been playing.
Type it in.
Type it in. Yeah. Should I just tell you? I've been playing Ni no Kuni.
Yeah.
What, 2?
2, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to Game Pass.
Someone else was talking about
But I'm not going to renew my Game Pass. I had an opportunity again. A friend of mine put me on his friends and family for Microsoft, so I could get a decent price on Game Pass subscription, and I've just decided not to do it.
Yeah.
I don't pay for it, so I just keep plugging away with my rewards.
I think I pay for Game Pass, and I share the console with a guy called Chris, and I also share my PS5 with Chris, and he pays for the PlayStation thing. And now and again, he'll ring me and say, "I want to get some games," because every game I buy, he'll have, and every game that he buys, I'll have. And I think he bought some bollocks recently, and he just rings me up and goes, "You've got Resident Evil 4 now." I'm like, "All right, I don't know," you know. But this is it. They just fall on my lap, Neil. You know what I mean? I know it's first world problems and stuff, but that's the way gaming is now. Like, you just all right, I've got the option of 300 games. What do I do? And it's
I think one of the problem is it was so nice back in the day to want to play something. You'd be excited about. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're listening, but I've been, I'm still working my way through Ben Heck's podcast. I think I'm up to around about 2009 now.
Yeah.
And
Golden age. Golden age.
Absolutely golden age,
Golden
360 that
age.
year,
Oh, it's
and this
prime.
and he remind, they talk about Mass Effect, they talk about Call of Duty, Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
they talk, what are they, Left 4 Dead they're at right now, Fallout 3.
Yeah.
There was an excitement for all these games when they were coming, and it wasn't a question of when you were going to play them, it was a question of how quickly can I get to play them. Well, that is
Yeah.
when. It's whatever. Anyway, it was exciting, wasn't it? There was something to look forward to, and right now there isn't so much a sense of excitement.
I think back to what games came out in 2009, and you've got like things like Uncharted 2, Batman Arkham Asylum came out in 2009 August.
Uncharted 2 was 2009.
Uncharted 2 was 2009. Resident Evil 5, we've remastered 4 by now. Like that's how around about 2014 was like where everything started getting remastered, which was a bit of a warning for me.
Yeah.
But Ballad of Gay Tony came out for GTA 4, brilliant expansion for GTA. X-Men Origins
Is that
came
on Game
out.
Pass? Because I haven't played that.
I don't know. Ghostbusters.
They were just talking.
came
Actually, they were
out.
just talking about one of the DLCs, and I keep falling asleep and missing. But the Lost and the Damned. What was
Lost
that?
in the
That
Damned.
was the
So Lost in the
Bikers.
Damned was bikers, and that
GTA?
came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's GTA 4, and that came
Right.
out in 2008, the
Because
same
all
year
the
that
DLC
GTA
for
4 came
GTA
out.
5 has been online. There's been no
It's all
expansions
online.
for.
It's all online. It's all bollocks.
single
It's an
player.
MMO. GTA 5 is an MMO.
Yeah. It was
that's all
interesting.
is.
They were talking about the DLCs, and they were having some big complaints. They Lost in the Damned. They were saying they were getting good value out of that, but the
Brilliant.
Fallout 3
Yeah,
DLC was it
Yeah,
took
yeah.
like no time at all to finish.
It's-
So
you got,
so DLC, they didn't really have it nailed down. I think it was they were starting to deliver DLC,
yeah.
but you weren't really getting a decent package for the money you were playing. In terms of pounds or dollars per time.
Yeah.
I think the original some DLCs at the time weren't that great.
Well, I mean, the GTA 4, they did 2 DLCs. GTA 4, the Lost and Damned, Ballad of Gay Tony. Lost and Damned was like November 2008. Ballad of Gay Tony was like April 2009, and they were brilliant. They were like full-fledged GTA stories, and they were great. But also like the Fallout DLCs, like I think there was like Brotherhood, and then there was like the Mothership one where you get like abducted by aliens, which aren't big, but they were good. But like you list off more games, like so all those games that I've said in 2009, Batman, one of my favorite games, Uncharted 2, one of my favorite games, Assassin's Creed 2, one of my favorite games. Even people, I think Dragon Age Origins came out in 2009, and like people like that game, they talk highly about it. I don't have that now. I don't have.
Yeah, but we
you
weren't.
do. It's on Game Pass.
But I think we weren't lost like we are now. We're lost in a sea of
I'm
options.
lost. I'm
right?
not. I'm at an orgy and I don't know where my next knob is. Like I don't know where to go. Right. I don't know what to hang on to. All right. And it's just a mess. It's just like too many. And then we're not even talking about indie games. Do you know what I mean? Which the indie game scene has exploded, which is great for them, good for the developers. I'm really happy for them. But it's just an absolute avalanche of like.
There's too many games.
There's too many, and I know that sounds like what a problem, but it's not just too many games. It's almost like too many games that I can literally play without paying for in a kind of direct way.
Right.
So they're not competing for your money. They're competing for your time, and I think that really fucks me up.
The thing is, there's so many other things happening at the same time. We're in almost like some people would say we're in a golden age of TV and films and stuff like that. So there's all these other things that are like
and then
bombarding you with like things to do.
Look at me.
You're right, because even today, I think who was I talking to?
Today was Tetris movie came out on Apple Plus.
I was talking to Defo this morning, and he said he was talking about a TV show, and he was saying, it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's absolutely fantastic. It's 3 seasons. I'd never heard of it before.
Never heard of it.
And I can't even remember what it's called, but I got to go back and check it out.
I saw a poster today. I was literally said this today. I saw a poster, and I said to my colleague Tom, I said, See that TV show there? I've never fucking heard of it. It's 4 seasons in, and it's like the final season. And I'm like, I've never heard of it. I don't know what the fuck that is. Right? It was like Succession or some
Oh yeah,
bollocks
that's
like
supposed
that.
to be really good, but I've never watched an
See,
episode.
it probably is. And I said to Tom, I was like, I bet it is fucking good as well. I bet it's brilliant. And I just can't watch it because fuck everything. And it's just, I can't, you can't keep up. I can't do it.
Because fuck
Stop.
everything.
I just can't keep up. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Like, you can't keep. And like The Last of Us, for example, right? I've had to go 6 weeks without the internet. Duke finishes it on our podcast, veterangamers.co.uk. You should check it out. Right, and he goes, "Oh, let's talk about it." And Stu goes, "Whoa, we can't talk about it. How dare you talk about it? You can't
Sounds
say
very
that.
soft spoken there. I'm sure it would have been far more shouty.
No, you can't bully fucking shit." Right. And then he finishes it and he goes, "Right, we can talk about it now." And I went, "I haven't fucking finished it." And he's
I've
like,
barely
"Oh."
started it. I only watched the first one.
Right, and
That was ages ago, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and
I've only watched
so
the
you've got
first
this
one.
you've got this added problem, right? Of not only do you have to watch it, but you have to watch it before everybody fucking spoils it for you as well.
Well, the thing is,
And-
it's already spoiled, isn't it? Because you know what's going on.
Well, yeah, I know that's gonna happen. But like Tara, she wasn't that keen on it because she found out it was zombies, and she was like, "Oh, fuck this!"
It's not
right?
zombies,
and then,
though. It's not zombies.
I know it's Mushroom Men, but it's Toad from Mario. But she one of her favorite podcasts is a podcast called Shits and Gigs, which is these two guys. They're very funny, and they started talking about it, and they're going, "Oh, we're going to start talking about every episode of Last of Us." All of a sudden, her interest
Gotta
peaked
watch
on
it.
this show. She was like, "We have to watch this show now." So as soon as we got the internet back, we started watching it. So it's just like you've got to. Not only have you got to watch it, she's watched it because they're watching it, right? And it's like you've got to keep up with all this stuff because someone might make a reference to fucking Pedro Pascal giving a gun to some kid or whatever. I don't know, but like it's just, I can't. I just can't. I'm done.
Wait
See you
till I
later.
find out he
Goodbye.
dies.
Yeah, well, yeah. That so people that have played The Last of Us, they obviously know what happens. But like the first game features two, like a father and son, Henry and Sam, and I remembered what happened to them in the game, and they come into the episode, and like I'm sitting next to Tyler, I was like, "Don't get too attached to these characters, because it ain't gonna end good well for them." But I'm wondering, and I know we're going on a tangent, and I know I'm talking a lot here, but I've got a lot to say.
No.
Yeah, it was, I remember once, Fraser, you showed me the waveform of how much I talked, and it was like basically the whole show. But I'm wondering if they will pussy out of doing what they did to Joel in the TV show.
That didn't
Because-
happen, did it? I said that, but like that doesn't happen till the second game.
It
does
happens at the start of the second game, but
Yeah,
I
so
wonder if
I've
they'll
not played the
pussy.
second game, but I know that happens.
You
So,
know
yeah.
it because you haven't kept up, and so the internet said to you, Neil, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
You now know, right? So, but I wonder if they'll pussy out because it's Pedro, and everybody loves Pedro.
he's a huge star.
He's a pull. Everybody wants to see Pedro. So I'm wondering if
He
they
did get
they will
murdered in
pussy
Game
out.
of Thrones, though, quite brutally.
He
As I
did.
reckon.
Yeah, but he
Who
wasn't
there?
as big back then.
He wasn't
was
a big
he?
deal then. He
No,
wasn't
it
a
wasn't
big
until
deal.
Mandalorian where he went big time.
I feel like,
Yeah, but you don't see him in Mandalorian. No one knows it's Pedro in Mandalorian.
but that's what made him famous. I mean, Narcos
That's
also
what
made
really
him famous.
Well,
Yeah.
Narcos. I mean, we knew he was great if you'd watched Narcos, but Mandalorian.
Narcos is before Game of Thrones,
Sorta did.
surely.
No, it's not.
Really? Oh,
No, I don't think
blimey.
so. Game of Thrones is old now.
Well,
But
yeah,
anyway,
to be
it's-
fair, I came to that series a bit late. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is quite old. Like, some of those early ones are old. If you watch the first season now, it's rough. But anyway, I think people liked him in Game of Thrones. When he popped up and he was like, "Yeah, this guy's all right."
He had some spunk.
He had some spunk, and it didn't end well for him.
No,
But yeah, I think they'll pussy out. I think they won't do what they.
they'll do an
I think it'd
alternative.
be-
They'll do a Game of Thrones on The Last
Yeah,
of Us. is
I
what
think
you're
they'll be
saying.
like,
They'll diverge.
well, yeah, we wanted to shock the gamers. That's the way they can twist it, isn't it? It's like we wanted to shock the gamers, but I think they'll just pussy out because everybody loves him. So we'll see. We'll see. I've talked too much.
Is he done?
That's
Is that
why-
we've got to pay him now? That's it. He's finished.
He's physically removed himself from the microphone.
I've got a quota. Like you only pay me for like 2,000 words, then I'm done. I stop.
Mate, 2000. That was ages ago.
yeah. True.
All right. Well, has anyone got anything to add to what we've been doing?
I
'Cause
just,
that's
I
pretty-
did want to say, I forgot that we were talking about podcasts in the Discord. There were some football
Yeah.
podcasts getting chatted about in the Discord.
Soccer podcasts, yes.
Under the Kosh with no E in under. Did you listen,
Okay.
Fraser, in the end?
I haven't had a chance to listen.
Right,
No, I
okay.
started. I started listening just to hear
What's
me
the
out.
wrong podcast?
I started listening to the first one that you sent me, and I got about and I did listen for the first maybe 10 minutes or something.
It was a bit northern,
but
that one.
That's okay. I was
Did you have to
cool
run,
with
I
that.
had to run it through a
no,
translator because it was getting a bit confusing.
All right.
That's all right. I went to university in Leicester. I've
That's
been
not
within.
north.
I've
This was proper north.
I've been within spitting distance of the north. Okay.
Leicester's not north.
I know it's not north. I went to Leicester. I know where Leicester is. I know it's not north. I said I was in spitting distance of the north. Anyway,
You got a big spit.
I thought it was fascinating. No, I listened to him and I listened to the first part where he was talking about Cloughie.
Yeah, listening to him, the stories about Cloughie.
That's all right.
That's
all right. You just talk right over me. Go
I'm
ahead.
just saying. It's a conversation.
It's not a conversation when he's literally cut me off.
Fucking hell, now I feel like I'm on the veteran game.
There we go. Just saying.
I was going to say. You were just saying.
No, go on. Carry on.
I was going to say. I listened to the part where he was talking about Cloughie phoning his dad and giving his dad the heads up that he was going to be on, that he was putting his son on for his first game. I thought that was just magical, right? I thought it was a really, really, even though it was only 10 minutes that I listened to, I thought it was a really magical insight into the dressing room.
Yes,
so I absolutely
definitely like something you don't normally hear about on there, like listening to that behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So I was, I'm all on board for that, but I need time to listen to it properly, so I will listen to it. Yeah,
so
I've
only listened to that episode, and there's a lot of stuff about Cloughie, and so like I remember him, but he was big when I was little.
I remember him as a personality, but not in the football world.
Yeah,
right? That's the.
But I listened to an episode with Luton legend Mick Harford on, as after that. Because that's a relatively recent one. There's a lot about punching other people playing football, and having fights and things like that. So, yes, but like you say, behind the curtain of a bygone era of football. So largely, but yeah, interesting.
So that's okay. So we got anything else to add?
I don't think so. I can't talk over you anymore.
Sorry, no. Please don't talk over me. I just got distracted there. Sorry, I left my emails up. I gotta just shut that down. Okay, well let's move on then to talk.
Why has this account? But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to predict what your emails will be. My aircon unit is fucked.
It doesn't do aircon anymore.
I don't do aircon.
Oh, do you not? What do you do? No, fuck the show. What do you do?
Hunt Showdown is mostly.
Hunt Showdown is what I.
What's your job? Do you want to discuss your job on the podcast?
Not really. No.
No.
You sell stuff.
You know.
I
sell stuff.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you what I'll tell you what I've been doing today, which has been melting my brain. Is like I've been dealing with technicians who are on site trying to figure out how what the remote panels are trying to tell them, and why they're not talking to the main control units of the units on the roof.
You're back on the Woodley, are you?
And no, I'm not. But I mean, it's a similar sort of thing, and it's just one of those things when you jump in, and you don't know what you're talking about. It's
oh my god,
mind-meltingly hard.
Yeah.
But the satisfaction comes from when you suddenly the clouds clear and you understand it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, this is easy. I don't know. Why did I ever have a problem with this? And it's just the unknown. So there's affirmation there that I can do my job.
Yeah.
I just need someone to tell me how to do my job, and I can do it, right?
Of course. Like I have written many times on notepads. Like me and Matt were on this Zoom call, and they were talking, and I wrote on a notepad next to him because I like to make him laugh, like in inappropriate places. That's sort of like my special weapon. And I said, "What the fuck are we doing on this call? Like why are we allowed to be in front of these people?" Like, I had a conversation today with an aircraft engineer about how a reversed thrust actuator system operates on a Falcon 6X airplane. I know fuck all about this. Nothing.
Really? Why? No, you're not an expert on that?
Don't know anything about it, right?
Mm.
Unfortunately for this guy, he has to explain to fucking nubbins over here how this works. And then all the Americans join the call and they go, "Okay, Mike, how's that animation going? Are we on the nacelle? Have you animated the cowl actuator coming up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I have. I have no idea what's going on. No idea."
Well,
So
I mean, you're a
I-
massive Batman fan, so you know what a cowl is.
Yeah,
So-
of course. Yeah. I am Bruce Wayne, right? But I don't know. Just like constant phrase. I am in a position where I have no idea how I got
Just
here.
winging it. It's just winging it.
Why I'm here, why people always say the same thing. Well, you guys are the experts, you know. You just do whatever you gotta do, like whatever. So I feel imposter syndrome. I think they call it, isn't it? Is that what they call it?
Absolutely,
Or just
yeah.
no fuck all
absolutely, yeah.
syndrome? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Actually,
but-
I think the imposter syndrome is starting to disappear a little bit. The more I tell people I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
started to
And the
believe
great
you.
thing about and the great thing about that is if you just say to people, look, I said it to a guy, saying, look, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? But what I can do is find people who know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's and I can do that. And people love it because when you tell somebody that, now they're in a sense of superiority. They're like, oh, well, I'm the expert and I can teach you. And people love to tell you everything they know, right?
Or they say, I also don't know anything. Brilliant. This is great.
Yeah, or we're all in trouble here.
All fucked. Great. Yeah. So it bonds you. It bonds you when you say that stuff.
Okay,
Cool.
well, let's move on then to some sort of video game chat here and what we've been playing.
Okay.
Right, we're at that time.
Okay.
Are we doing the
You know,
questions
we'll
and
get this-
stuff?
I was gonna talk about more. I could go on. I tell you what, you get value for money with me, Fraser. If you ask me what I've been doing, I could talk for about 3 hours. Let's go. It's fine.
Well, as Neil has said, and we should do the listener mail.
Oh
So-
yeah, that's good. I enjoy
All right,
that.
okay,
Dave.
all right.
I could just build a shed. It's easy. Right. I don't know. That's Dave.
All right. I know the first thing that was on here that's not written down was Chipper Spice asked if you guys would be singing Happy Birthday. Mike already did that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Got you,
SLH
Chipper.
also said, can you please sing Happy Birthday to my mum? She's 76.
Oh,
So happy birthday to
birthday.
SLH's mum.
happy birthday to
Birthday to
SLH's
you.
mum.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to SLH's mum. Happy birthday to
birthday
you.
To you. Yeah. Yeah, you just you
Ah.
share screen, mum. Share screen, mum. It's the green button. That's you know that might be a nice message for her.
The button that looks like a
Dave's in the
microphone.
chat.
Press that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she posted a nice picture of her mum. Looks like a very nice lady.
Dave's in the chat.
Dave is here. He says, not even got
Dave's in
the
the
listener
chat.
mail.
No,
Question
no,
mark.
What are you doing?
it's all over the shop. We need Dave.
Don't
Dave
love
we've
from
already said this before. Dave is
Are
the
they an hour
glue.
ahead over there? I don't know. In Lanzarote.
Lanzarote. I don't know.
Who, those people.
Do they have that an hour ahead over in there? Because
Them lot.
technically, I think it might even be west of the UK. I don't know. It feels
I
like
don't
it's
even know where it is. Is it Spain?
Lanzarote.
Canary Islands, isn't it? It's off the west coast of Africa, isn't it?
Canary Islands, isn't it?
Volcanic.
You're volcanic,
Oh,
I can't wait
volcanic
to get
sand.
back down Lanzarote and get some of that. Go back to Bill's pub for the fish and chips.
Yeah, is that where Lineker's bar is, isn't it?
For all this foreign stuff, now get me down to fucking pub. You know.
What do you mean you ain't got Carlene?
All day English breakfast.
What do you mean you ain't got ketchup, you fucking slit? It's like playing PUBG again. It's
All
great.
right, Lord has given us a question. Oh, he says just one question, but 4 points available. In 2015, it's quiz time. In
All right.
2015, the
Mm.
first 6 games were induced.
I think inducted,
That should
yeah.
be into the World Video Game Hall of Fame. Name 4 of these games. What if we want to name 6?
What do you know? 6?
No.
Oh.
But I think if I'm going to
Have you
name
got 4?
2, if I'm going to get two
I've got
of them,
2.
I'm going to say Space Invaders and
Ooh.
Pac-Man.
Okay, I've got a third.
Okay?
I've got the Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong, where was it called Jumping Man, aka Mario was in.
Well, you're with the expert here. He'll tell you.
Was it called
What?
Jumping Man?
Jumpman, yeah. Jumpman, yeah, it was. Yeah. Pong? Not Pong.
Pong? Yeah, Pong's a good
Pong?
shout.
Pong? Pong's got to be in.
Dave is shouting Tetris in the chat.
What
Ooh,
year
that's a
was the
good
first?
shout.
What year was the first year of?
70s.
What year?
Dave doesn't get a
No.
vote though because he's not
No, the
here.
Hall of Fame. When did this happen?
This is
Like,
2015. It happened.
2015, right? So So anything before 20. So Minecraft probably. I know it's new, but it's amazing, isn't it? Minecraft.
I
It's
don't
like
think Minecraft was that amazing in 2015. I think it was.
Are you
It
crazy?
was on its way.
Are you crazy?
No, I'm not.
I think Minecraft was.
Had it exploded then? It was. I
I
think
think
it was.
so. But it came out in 2009. Minecraft.
In beta.
Yeah, maybe it
Beta.
was. Maybe it
Yeah,
had gone
so,
mental
like-
by then.
So
Did
you got
Minecraft?
like,
It was on the 360. It was at the end of the 360's life, wasn't it?
really
yeah, it was on the
online?
360 for
Yeah.
like about 2-3 years. Yeah, it was a bit ropey, but it was there. I would say Pong. I think Mario has to be on there.
Super Mario Brothers 1.
Probably the first one. So that's 1985, isn't it? Yeah.
Well,
Really? Holy
okay.
shit. That's old.
Well, Mario's the same age as me. We are the same age. So every time they go 35th anniversary of Mario's 35. That's the same age as me.
Oh.
But I agree, Tetris has got to be there. Pac-Man, Pong. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll
All
go
right.
with
Well, what do we?
We've got
What do we
four.
got, Neil?
We've got Pong, Paching,
Nice.
Tetris, Kaching,
Bam,
Pac-Man,
bam.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, we
Good job
said
you're-
that.
It's a good job you're here, Mike.
Yeah.
Doom,
Fair enough.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. Yeah, we forgot about the losers
Yeah.
that enjoy that game.
All the fucking nerds playing that shit.
All that stupid shit.
Yeah, we did all right there.
We got 3.
That's
got
not too
4.
bad.
4?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that bothered that we forgot about World of Warcraft because people
Yeah, it's for nerds.
that play that don't really deserve to be recognised, to be honest. But yeah, Doom, we forgot Doom.
That's a bummer. We missed that.
That's a bummer. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Lord. Much appreciated. Duke is someone we know, friend of the show.
Eric, yes.
Yes, he of the Veteran Gamers podcast.
Mm.
Says, question for Fraser. Do Canadians say tuck in when preparing to eat, or is that purely a UK, Australia, South America thing?
South
Well, that's
Africa, I
interesting,
reckon
Fraser.
that is.
South Africa. Sorry, South Africa.
Crazy times.
South Africa's not a Commonwealth country, is it?
It's not. I don't think it's. I don't think they say tuck in South America, though. Do you? I reckon it's more
No.
South. They definitely speak more English in South Africa than South America. I'm guessing.
But South Africa, hasn't it got more of its ties with the
It's
Netherlands?
Holland, yes, but they definitely speak. I definitely hear people speaking English in South Africa,
This is true.
whereas I don't think they speak English in South America generally. It's
Do you say
very
tuck
Spanish.
in? Do you say tuck in?
Do we say,
Fraser?
well, do Canadians say it? It's
You might say it, but you're not. You're
Do you-
a bit of a
do
weird.
you say
I
it,
wouldn't.
Mike?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say the Canadians say it. No.
No,
Do we even say it over here? I don't know.
I'm sure I might tuck into that. Yeah, I don't say it very regularly. In fact, I don't think I've ever said it in my life, but I've heard it said. I've heard
Definitely
it
gets
said.
said.
Definitely
Tuck
gets
in.
said.
What else would you say?
Tuck in.
Go on, tuck in now.
Tuck in. Yeah. Well,
I
you
haven't
tell us
spent
what to
hours
do.
slaving over this. Tuck in. Come on.
There's not. So I suppose because I'm not a father, I'm not telling many people to eat. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not going eat, you little shit.
In
You know,
a
when I-
more polite way, like tuck in.
When I'm looking after my niece who's 4, like she does not need me to tell her to eat. I put food in front of her, I look away, it's gone. You know, so there's no tuck in. So I don't say it. No.
Yeah. I don't think so, Eric. I don't think Canadians would say that.
Are we
You would hear-
demystifying
but
this?
then But then again, you see, you would hear it here though, probably because there's so many English people here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What, you
Is there
saying
that
that
many
all
English
English
people?
people saying it? I don't think it's that common here, to be honest.
Is it
I
not?
don't.
It's
in?
not like you say it every single
Yeah.
day.
Well,
gets
you don't
said.
say everything every single day. I mean,
In.
yeah.
Is there that many English people in Canada?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Lots of people came over. Yeah,
Bastards.
yeah.
It's nicer than England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Duke. MS Ranger says, "Good evening, Seals and mystery guest.
Hello.
Here is this week's thoughts. Why do you have to put your 2 cents in when it is really only a penny for your thoughts? Where's that extra penny going to?"
I think that was the exchange rate back in the days. Obviously, it's not less relevant these days.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tuppence.
Who is it? Put your 2 cents in. Yeah. My
Yeah,
2
can I
cents. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 cents. Yeah, two. Yeah, 2
No, it
cents.
used to be
Two
And it's
$2 to
really
a pound, didn't it?
well. You put your 2 cents in when you only get a penny for your thoughts. Yeah. I guess you're losing money really at that point, aren't you?
Yeah,
We are
it's
now.
not a good return, isn't it?
It's not right. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you say 2 pence in England? Can I just add my 2 pence?
Tuppence.
No.
Tuppence.
Tuppence. No, you don't say. Oh, can I have my tuppence? It just
No.
sounds like you're
No,
giving
you say
your
a penny
fanny
for your
away, doesn't it? Yeah.
You would say stick your 2 cents in, right?
No.
I don't know. Could I have my? No, I don't think anybody would say.
No one
that.
says cents in this country. We're not in the fucking
No.
euro.
Only if you've got no fucking sense.
A typical aggressive Brits.
Yeah. We're not that aggressive. We're just passive aggressive Brits.
Okay. Well, look. He also says, "Why does the skin make our hair lighter, but
The
make
sun.
our why does the sun make our hair lighter, but make our skin darker?"
Well, it makes my skin red. I don't know about darker.
It's science, isn't it?
Is red darker than pale, whatever?
Are you a bit
colour?
ginger, Neil? You're a bit ginger,
so.
aren't you?
No, I don't think it's Flint ginger. It's fair.
Martin Freeman's a
Fair
bit
head.
ginger, isn't
He looks like Martin Freeman.
I'm not Martin Freeman. I am my own.
Do people
man.
say that you look like Martin Freeman?
Some people have said that.
Yeah, I remember when I first met Neil in the flesh. In was it Liverpool Street? Was it?
What?
What
Was it Liverpool
station?
Street? It was one of those big stations in London. I can't remember.
No, and one of the first things you said to me was like, "Yeah, people think, look, I have been known for people to say that I look like Martin, but I don't think so." And I went, "Well, yeah, you kind of do, but not really, but you kind of do, in a kind of way. You
in
remind
a
me
way. In a hobbity way.
But I've like people call me Jesus all the time when I have long hair. When I have,
no one's ever fucking met him, have they?
Well, yeah, but I haven't got as hot a bod as Jesus. He looked great on that cross. But people. I've been called Harry Kane, Andy Carroll.
CrossFit, right? CrossFit.
Yeah, CrossFit. Okay, I'm done. See you later. Best joke of the night. Cheers. Thanks, Fraser. Thanks, Neil. Thanks for having me. Cheers. Bye. That was the best joke ever. I can't compete with that.
Okay, let's.
Jesus is CrossFit.
I know we were talking about this. I got to give props to somebody else. I was talking about this with my cousin. He said, "Well, then why do they nail him to it?" And I said, "Well, you got to make sure it's secure." And then we went into all engineering principles and stuff like that and whatever. But
went from after that.
I think he had a little. Didn't he have a little ledge to stand on, Jesus?
I think that was the movies, wasn't it?
He wasn't actually hanging by a fucking nail.
Is he hanging by his fucking hands? Is that how it's supposed to be?
When they were actually crucified people, they didn't normally nail people to the cross. They tied them to the cross, didn't they? So they starved to death and all that shit. But he was made special because he was nailed to the cross because he was so special.
He doesn't sound very.
He what?
He nailed it. So is he hanging from his hands, Jesus?
Yeah. And didn't they put a thumb through his feet as well?
Yeah.
Like his ankles and shit.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Fuck me, that's rough, isn't it?
It's pretty bad.
That's rough.
Pretty bad, yeah. I mean, as things go, I mean, that's a bad day.
No wonder he came back. I'd be furious. I'd be like, fucking.
You put to write a bad review on TripAdvisor.
Yeah. Absolutely worst experience of my life. But the food was nice. 2-star. I'd be fuming. But it was all works anyway, so I don't mind.
Okay, thanks, Mark, for your question. Much appreciated. Okay, that's the listener mail out the way.
I can have more random questions. This is great. Can we just do this? Like, fuck video games. They're shit, aren't they? So,
it's all right. We're nearly done.
We haven't even talked about video games.
We're running out of time now, so it doesn't.
Oh, no.
Video games won't get that much.
I'm so sorry.
Well, look, we can forego half an hour of Destiny 2 chat.
I haven't got
Neil
that
does
much
that
Destiny to talk about this
You
week.
say that every week.
I haven't, honestly, though.
Neil, I've
literally wrote
Destiny,
2 lines, 2 sentences this week.
See, you've even got notes.
I've got a Destiny question for you now.
Go on,
A
then.
Destiny question for you. If I, Mike Chin, in 2023, turn on Destiny 2, right, start playing it, will I get overwhelmed?
Probably.
Remember your audience here, Neil. You know, you talk to me. You've listened to me for years. I've listened to you for years.
I think
we
you'd be
know each
like,
other well.
what the fuck is going on? Honestly, it's difficult to say because I've played since not day. Where was it? Day 1 on Destiny 2? I think day 1 Destiny 2. It wasn't day 1 Destiny 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I've played everything. I have no idea what it's like to come in as a fresh player now.
Fresh.
I think it's pretty confusing because there's a lot of shit to do, but there's not as much shit as there was because they've taken some of the stuff away. So the problem is, based on versus what I started playing, the thing that I did at the beginning, I don't think you can do anymore. I don't think that's in there. The whole original story of Destiny 2, because loads of the locations have been taken out.
That's weird. So
there is an onboarding process. I have no idea what that's like. I know that Lord, friend of the show, friend of both shows, Lord, has definitely got into it recently. Shut up.
Fraser's got a timer.
He's got a timer on Destiny Chat.
What's the
I know
on that
he's
timer?
been gradually buying bits and pieces of DLCs, old ones. So he's obviously a new player, and he's found something. I don't know how long you'll be playing for.
Can I tell you why I hate what about? Hold on, let me think. Hang on, I've crashed. Let me just restart. Right. What pisses me off that Destiny has brought to modern games? Right. Can I tell you that?
Yeah.
Is this like combined level bollocks? Right, where you combining all your assets, you level up an overall.
You have an overall number
level. I hate that, and I'm blaming you for that, Neil.
That's fine. I'll take it on chin.
Because it's in God of War. It's in God of War.
Yeah.
And there's
it's in a lot of games.
You can't take on the Valkyrie unless you've upgraded everything and you're level 9. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Did they start that though? I don't know if they started that. I think you could
I
probably blame
never
World
really.
of Warcraft, blame World of Warcraft.
But they brought it to the mainstream. I think Destiny brought it to the mainstream.
They brought it to a new format. No one's done a first-person shooter in that.
It was in Ghost Recon Breakpoint as well, which was my breaking point, ironically, of that game. And it was in the fucking Division as well.
Well, the
and
thing
all
is,
this shit.
I wasn't going to acknowledge that, but that was very good.
Yeah, Destiny got big. Destiny got good. The thing is, Destiny has great mechanics and the base is great.
Yeah, it feels like a great shooter. I mean, they are responsible for some of my favourite games, which is Halo 1, 2, and 3. So, yeah.
Well, they made a better game. It was called Destiny 2.
But if you want, as an experiment, I can play the start of Destiny 2 for you and give you my report.
I think it'll be...
Yeah, if you could do that, because really what we need is more Destiny stuff to talk about.
Well, yeah, but I will slag it off probably, Fraser.
Yeah, exactly. It'll just be a beasting. But I can't imagine what it's like to jump in because there's so fucking much stuff in the game now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, it came out, what? Destiny 2 was like 2016, 17, something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a while ago. That's six
and they've added new
ago.
stuff every year since. So and removed stuff occasionally.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I say this about Final Fantasy, and I say this about League. Like, I'm wrong, obviously, because I'm in the wrong because people play it and they love it, and there's League of Legends. People fill up stadiums like Destiny. It's a phenomenon. I'm wrong, but I don't know.
But I mean, you can be wrong about that. You can be, of course, there's stuff out there that's massively popular, and obviously it's good. But as everybody knows, and history has shown us in all these podcasts, if we don't like it or we're not playing it, it's obviously shit. Okay?
Yes.
So let's just, right? Until we like it, your game is shit.
You mean like PUBG?
Right? Exactly.
PUBG is the best. I mean, PUBG is garbage, to be fair, but I love
It
it.
is fucking hot garbage now.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't played it. What is the state of PUBG right now? Is it playable?
Oh my god. It's playable and it's still like great. You know, the gun mechanics are still fantastic.
Mm.
But people in there, again, I mean, we dip back in, just get absolutely fucking wrecked a lot of the time. You know, unless you, I find again with that game, unless you're playing it regularly, it's super tough. It's absolutely chock full of nonsense, like
It's free to play
dances.
now, isn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's now. There's no barrier to entry, and it's just.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I thought you were going to say chock full of nonsense, and I was like, wow, that is different.
And I think as well, while the battle royale format that PUBG brought, I thought was fantastic, and it was, I remember at the time I was like, this is the game I've waited for all my life. You know, it was a great shooter.
Yeah.
There was always something on the line when you played. You know, there's that finality of you can't get killed. You know, you lose everything if you die. I just thought it was brilliant. It was just on a knife edge all the time. Plus, the amount of escapades and scrapes and hilarity and whatever that was, that was always there when we played. It was just, it was phenomenal. That's disappeared a little bit. It's not, it's obviously not as fresh as it was. And I think as well that hardcore, particularly if you play teams, when you're dead, if you get killed and your team isn't killed, well, it sucks to be you, right? While your downtime now, and that pisses a lot of people off.
Yeah. Especially when you got like Call of Duty Warzone, which was good. It had a good way of getting around that stuff, like buying you back in, and
they put
I
that.
think
They put that
Fortnite
in.
are probably responsible, and possibly Apex, I guess. Before
I think Apex did it first. I remember Apex doing it first, like where you could buy someone in. I was like, that's going to ruin like the whole battle royale formula, and if anything, it just made it better.
I mean, Apex is still they've all got their followings, haven't they? Now all these games.
Yeah, somebody at my work, she constantly plays Apex Legends and Monster Hunter, whatever the last Monster Hunter is. And she draws fan art for Apex. She has a whole community of it, and she just plays Apex. She just loves it. And I've played Apex with her once, and I was lost. I was like, I have no idea what's going on here.
Or maybe Monster Hunter is another great example. Every one of us knows that there is a fantastic game in Monster Hunter. Of
course.
There has to be.
It looks great. I'll see a video of it. I'm like, yeah, that looks good.
God forbid I can find it every time I try and play it. But I mean,
I know, like
I can't get with the combat.
Loot fests for me are just it ain't gonna work out. That's why I'm always like Elden Ring. I do want to play it, but like I don't know. I love the combat. Like so, when someone was telling me like, oh, if you like fighting the difficult bosses in God of War Ragnarok and beating them, you'll love Elden Ring. And I was like, yeah, I think I do like that side of it, but the loot is what drives me mad.
There's not that. I don't think. I wouldn't say Elden Ring has that attraction to it. There is you do find things, but the main thing is you are leveling yourself and leveling. You can play through Elden Ring with all the shit you start with the game with and just level it all up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You don't need to find some fucking magic spear.
But you've stopped playing that now, haven't you, Elden Ring?
Well, yeah, I did 200 odd hours. So
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, yeah, but you've.
I've not gone back in.
Have you finished it?
Yeah. Well, I finished. I did an ending. There are multiple ways to play the game.
So the game
I played the game a certain way. I played as a samurai, and I played a melee combat version of the game. But they can go and play as like some fucking magician wizard type character and basically cheat.
Okay.
And play through it that way, or like there's fucking, I don't know, whatever, 10 starting classes you can play as. And you could literally, like I say, you can finish the game with all the stuff you start the game with, if as long as you level it up as you go.
Right. Okay. That makes me feel a bit better. But it's a mammoth, isn't it? That's the problem. Like, it's just this beast that sits there, and I'm like, I don't know. I think I would like it.
The thing is, it is, I don't know, it's difficult. It's not like Dark Souls. It is, the combat is similar.
I've never played Dark Souls.
Yeah, and a lot of the thing is, the whole open world part of Elden Ring is completely different to any other Souls game. Like you
So
can just fucking go anywhere.
There's a genre as well that just changed everything. Was Souls games? Was like it changed Assassin's Creed Souls games. Like the combat in Assassin's Creed changed because of Dark Souls. The last Star Wars game changed because of Dark Souls. Yeah. It's like there's another game that just had this massive influence. So like, it feels like for me, it's like massive games that have had influences like Destiny, Dark Souls, other ones that I can't think of. Are types of games that I just don't like, and they've dominated for the last like 10 years, and I feel like that's probably what's waned me off gaming a little bit. But I've had 6-7 weeks off, so maybe I'll get back into something.
There's plenty out there. There's so many different things you can play.
I might go against what Fraser suggested though, because I might play Resident Evil 3, which I know
3.
Yeah, 3. I know Fraser says, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't be a bell." But I might.
I think
do
it's
it
worth
anyway.
playing it, but my concern with you playing Resident Evil 3, if you're on par to play Resident Evil 4, is you're going to burn yourself out. With
Yeah, you might as well just buy 4 and play that.
I've got
Unless
4.
you've already got 3. You've got 4.
No, I've got 3 and I've got 4.
What, the new 4?
Yeah, he said he got it earlier.
Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he not directly, indirectly.
Yeah. And I've got Stray, and I've got other games.
Cat game. We don't call it Stray here.
Cat game. Sorry, cat game.
Like, I don't know how that one. It was okay. Right, Stray, it's fine. If you like
flavor of the month, wasn't it? And it was typical of the gaming community where they all get something and they all go, "Oh, it's the best thing fucking ever," and everyone who has no fucking brain cells to rub between them goes, "Yeah, I love it."
Yeah.
It was all right.
Sorry, everyone, to all our listeners, I just pissed off.
It wasn't that great. It wasn't an amazing game. Like I said to you when we were talking about it, it's like there's parts of the game that just like I'm getting into a bucket that's like on a fucking pulley system that's designed for a fucking cat to travel around. What the fuck? Who fucking put this shit here? There's things in all these games that just make no fucking sense. I don't like
the absurdity of the cat game.
It's just like, oh, it's such a brilliant game, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, this makes no fucking sense whatsoever. What are you talking about?
There's the guy who plays hundreds of hours of a game where you got like wizards and fucking guns.
The whole point of that game is it makes no sense. That's fine. It doesn't pretend to be something fucking, oh, it's so great. It's like, you know.
I think Destiny does pretend to be.
I don't think it. No, it is great, but it's.
All right, No, okay. You see, this is how all roads lead back to Destiny. So I'm just going to swing back.
Talked about Destiny yet.
One of the interesting things you were talking about there is the influence of other games on other games. Well, I've been playing Ni no Kuni 2.
Oh, yeah. I don't know much about Ni no Kuni. Go on.
Well, I didn't play a lot of Ni no Kuni, but I remember playing the start of Ni no Kuni, which was you're a little boy and he's got problems with his mother. I think he has to rescue his mother or something.
This is all these games start the same fucking way.
Yeah, and then there's a little Welsh wizardy type troll thing or whatever.
Welsh
friend.
Anyway, Welsh wizardy thing. Is this?
Yeah.
Does he come out?
I think his name was about Destiny now.
No, this was Ni no Kuni, and I think his name was Drippy, and he had a Welsh. The thing that he stood out was because he had a hardcore Welsh accent, and I was like, that is amazing that they have put someone with a hardcore Welsh accent into a game that they've sent out into the real world. Like it was
only in the English-speaking world. I don't suppose it sounded like that in Japan.
That's what I want. He's a Welsh Japanese.
Welsh Japanese guy. Brilliant.
I thought it was a big deal. Anyway, so I've got Ni no Kuni is on my is on Game Pass, and this was the great thing. I started it off playing cloud streaming. Like I don't need to download this. I want to play right now. Cloud streaming worked a treat. Right?
Are you doing it on your Xbox?
On my Series S, so cloud streaming on that, playing it, it was perfect. I played enough of it where I went, okay, I'll download it because I knew it didn't look as good as it could look. So here's the thing: the cloud streaming was okay to get me going, but when I downloaded it and played it for real, it was night and day. So the cloud streaming doesn't look fantastic, but it worked.
It's like a demo mode.
It worked well, yeah.
If you're desperate.
I didn't, and because Ni no Kuni is there was no reason for me to notice input lag or anything like that. Not that I did, but it's not critical.
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason I bring it up is because if I remember correctly, Ni no Kuni was exactly like a Final Fantasy, which was turn-based
It was sort of
RPG.
action, wasn't it? It was action. It was like a hybrid thing. You had timings, I think, from what I remember.
Maybe it was. Maybe I'm
It
mistaken.
was like
I
a
thought it
third
was.
person thing, wasn't it?
I thought it was the exact opposite. I thought they'd done the exact opposite of Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, where they had gone from real-time fighting and throwing bicycles at people to an RPG type,
Like a
sort
Dragon
of
is
turn-based.
turn-based, isn't it? Like a Dragon
Yeah.
is like a
And I thought maybe they've done the opposite with Ni no Kuni, in that they were doing turn-based RPG, and now it's gone to that real-time fighting. Anyway, maybe I've got that wrong about Ni no Kuni. Chris Williams will probably put me right because it's his favorite game. Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah, he loves it, don't he?
Oh, he
Yeah.
fucking loved Ni no Kuni. He always banging on about that.
Ni no Kuni.
Anyway, so I played Ni no Kuni, and I really like it. I definitely recommend everyone to go have a look at that. I think it's really good. It's got, as far as I can tell, it's got nothing to do with the old Ni no Kuni. Not that I know the old one that well.
It's a pretty looking game, isn't it?
Stu was talking about this, was he not? Is this my
Yeah,
imagination?
that's why I don't know anything about it, so I ignore
He
him.
just completely switched off.
Just the switch off part, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the premise is interesting. You're the president of the United States is in his limousine. President of the United States is in his limousine on the way into New York City, I think it is.
This is Ni no Kuni 2. What?
And then, hang on, wait for it. And then, just as he's driving into the city, a missile flies by, explodes, and then he wakes up in a castle.
Does he have to save his mum?
And he's got to save some young prince who actually has become king because his father was. Well, he thought his father had died, but it turned out his father was murdered by
a missile.
One of the members of the royal court who was involved in a coup, and then they're trying to kill the young king.
It's not going to episode of The
Crown. Fucked up, this, isn't it?
Yeah, but actually, it was really good, and I really, really like.
And he shags the queen.
There's no queen. I don't know where the queen is.
Right, I don't
know. I think they did mention his mum, but she died. Okay, I don't know. And yeah, it's all right. It's a big bag of all right. You know, I think combat's pretty good. And
so, is it more action-based combat then?
It's more action-based combat. Right. It feels.
Did you play Final Fantasy 15? Is it similar to that?
No, I haven't really played any of the modern Final Fantasies. But the one thing that did stand out to me is when you go into the overworld, right?
Yeah.
Rather than wandering around and getting random encounters, you can see the encounters. So the encounters, there'll be a little bad guy on the map, and you can totally avoid them. So if you don't want any encounters, fine, you don't get those random encounters. If you do want the encounters to level up,
you can walk into them.
Then you can walk into them. Yeah.
Does it give you an idea of how difficult that encounter is going to be before you?
Yeah, they have levels above each head. So and usually, I mean, regardless of whatever the levels are, if they're in red, then the game is basically telling you you're probably going to get your ass kicked. But I think I'm at the early stages of the game where I've got a grasp on the combat, and so I haven't found anyone who's given me any real problems. I think if you don't have a grasp on the combat, then those numbers are very relevant. Then the red warnings are very relevant.
Are you playing as a child? Still.
Right now, I am in my party, so it's the same sort of thing. I have my party. I have my party of the president of the United States, this young king, and did we get a third party member yet? I can't.
Any Welsh people?
No Welsh people yet. I don't think we have a third party member, but we did save some lady who was getting some old lady who lived in a field who was getting attacked. Like you see, Mike, he's switching into listening to Stu mode. And she gave us a load of these little higgledy-piggledies, they're called. She gave us a load of these higgledy-piggledies.
I can't see me playing this game. You start talking about higgledy-piggledies.
No,
I think it's worth having a look. I think it's okay. It's okay. I haven't been back to it, but I know that it's there. When I'm at a loss of, I mean, this is how I ended up playing it. I was completely lost on what to do. I didn't want to play anything on my PC. I didn't want to play with my decks. I didn't want to watch TV. I didn't know what to do. And so I sat down and I ended up playing Ni no Kuni. When that happens again, I'm probably going to sit down and play Ni no Kuni again.
Something else.
I mean, I may never go back to it. Who knows? Track records show I'll never play it again. But actually, I did like it. I liked it a lot. I liked the art style. I liked. Yeah, I thought it's cool. It's well worth a look.
So the first Ni no Kuni game is turn-based.
Is
The
it?
first one, yes, but the second one is not.
I
First one was
can't
released.
remember much about the first one. I thought it was some weird.
First one was released. I mean, it was released on like the DS.
It's been on everything.
DS, yeah. Switch, all this sort of shit.
Yeah.
And then he's got
So
like Wrath of the White Witch, and yeah, it's 2010, 2011.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that
they've
is
done a
fucking
reverse
old.
Yakuza. So
Oh, that's fair.
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all I got. I can talk about Hunt very quickly in that they've had a massive patch that dropped this week. So we now have a new event going on. I can't remember what it's called, but it involves alligators or something. And
Wrath of the Reptilian or something, is it? Or something?
yeah, I think something like that. So
The Hunt is
and there's
intimidating, man.
some mild weapon changes. Hunt should be intimidating, but
It's
actually,
intimidating when you first start. Like, I don't like it. When you like, as Destiny is intimidating. If you play Hunt on your own the first time, you're like, "Fuck me, this game's rock hard, and I don't know what I'm doing."
it's the exact same of when you went back and you played PUBG for the first time.
I remember. Yeah, I remember playing PUBG for the first
It's
time.
like, what am I doing? How do I
hated the bathroom.
survive? Right.
Yeah.
But I think Hunt is way more forgiving because you can still get to an end game and not be killed and just extract and get out. You know, you can play it cautiously. You have to play it cautiously, or you can play it aggressively if you want. But anyway, we said this 1,000 times. So there's lots for us to get our teeth stuck into at Hunt in the moment. So that's nice with the new event and whatnot. And then the patch brought some game changes, some new weapons, some slight changes to. They brought a slight change to the traits. So they brought back self-revive on solo. So if you get a trait, you can self-revive.
Is it which one is it you need? Or is it a specific
Necromancer.
one? Okay.
Necromancer.
They've changed. I saw something about them changing the Magpie perk.
Magpie perk has changed now. If you have Magpie and you're a solo, you get 10 seconds of enhanced dark sight.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. And it sounds busted. Oh, and Serpent they changed so you can slurp stuff from 50 meters away rather than 25.
Only if you're solo, though, is this?
You can slurp stuff.
Yeah, so like you can see the clues and stuff in dark sight from however far away, and if you have one of these traits like perks, you can then collect it from a distance rather than be right next to it, which Fraser and folk call slurping because it's
we slurp it. Yeah, we call it slurpant. So, yeah, Hunt continues to be.
Yes, they've invented their own whole language, as if it wasn't confusing enough already.
I know.
There was a secondary language that has been.
Here's me thinking that's what people call it now, but it's just Fraser's language.
It's still very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Slip, slip, slip.
So, what you guys got? Any games to talk about then? Besides Destiny, go on then.
Mike, anything you want to say?
No, go with the Destiny.
I'll quickly say what I've been doing in Destiny. I've increased my Guardian rank.
We do Destiny already.
You cut me off.
Oh, Destiny. Oh.
I've increased my Guardian rank to rank 7 because they changed the way you had to do that. So I got away with that. And I've upped my Guardian rank, which means you get a load of fireworks go off in the tower and you go all fucking golden and can jump around for a bit, which is cool. I've played over 1,000 hours on Steam now.
Do you play mostly in the Crucible, in the kind of online
stuff? That's the PvP, so I play a load of that. I did for a long time. That was a lot what I did. Yeah. But lately, I've been doing a bit of everything to like level up. I'm addicted to the leveling up at the moment.
Right,
I've finished the season pass, done everything, my 100 levels of that. I keep playing the weekly story stuff.
What I like about you, Neil, is like you go in. Do you know when something gets you, you're in. Like you work out how to best get value for money.
Oh, definitely getting my value for money from Destiny.
You know what I mean? Like you go, like you are all in. Like if I do this and get this many points and get this many achievements and get these things, I get it for free basically. And then I do that, and like you commit to a thing. You remind me of Pete, actually, my brother. Like my brother is. When something gets him, like he's in, like he just goes it's his mission basically to do this thing.
Well, the thing is with Destiny, there is fucking loads of stuff to do because I've
mm,
got all of the content. There's not all of the content. There's a few things I'm missing,
yeah,
which are the only things I'm missing are usually things you need other people for.
yeah, right.
Which is not necessarily the way
Are
I
those
play.
raids?
Well, I haven't played any raids in Destiny
You
2.
haven't played any raid? I thought Destiny was all raids.
Well, there's quite a few raids now that you can play. You can play some of the raids for free. Some of the old revisited Destiny 1 stuff is in there for free, but you'll need to level up before you attempt them and all that sort of stuff. So I would like to do them, but I'm not that bothered because there's so many other things. Like every week, I don't really finish everything there is to do in all of the rewards.
Fair enough.
There's fucking tons to do.
Play a game.
I reactivated some of my old quests, and I did a step of one of my old exotic quests that I hadn't done for fucking ages, which is like going into one of these dungeons, which are 3-player mini raids, I would say, as a dungeon. And did it on my own, got so far, and then went, I don't need to do any more of it because I have to do it all over again to finish the quest I'm doing. Anyway, that's where I'm at with Destiny, just plodding along. Do the weekly missions. Commander Zavala's still upset and crying about other people dying, which is all still weird.
Right, is that Lance?
That's Lance, yeah. That's a bit weird. So obviously he's done loads of the stuff already, but yeah, it's all a bit weird.
Yeah. They're going to have to do something about that soon, right?
Well, I don't know what they'll do. I guess they might kill him off in the game.
Well, kill him off might be a bit harsh, but
I don't know. I mean, they've
give him
done
a good hero death or something.
Yeah. I mean, it won't be a bad way. Like someone to go, but I don't know how they'll do that because unless they've recorded that shit already, then I don't know. Because
maybe they can just cobble it together with AI.
Well, I don't know if you listened to the CAD cast, but a few weeks ago they had like Cheapy, who's like the main guy.
Yeah, I know. I used to listen.
He fed a load of episodes into an AI. And then got the AI to speak as Wombat, and it was fucking uncanny how it was him. It was fucking very creepy,
amazing.
Actually.
Amazing. Yeah, it's the end.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what you can't? You know, my mum and dad went. Well, my dad particularly was like, "Don't read anything don't believe everything you read in the papers." Was what he used to say to me when I was young. And now, don't believe fucking anything, even if you've seen it with your own eyes on the internet. Because it doesn't.
But it's the Wild West at the moment because it's all coming out. But eventually, like, it's all gonna get flagged up, and it's gonna get like
This isn't real. There needs to be this is not real. Definitely not real.
Yeah, like it's gotta come to a point where it's really gonna like fuck something up.
Yeah.
Where like someone's gonna get arrested because they said something and it was just AI generated or something like that, and then rules have to come in, and if it stops rich people making money as well, that also fucks them off.
That's definitely gonna happen.
So that means things are going to come in place. And also, like, Google doesn't really like blogs that are written by ChatGPT and stuff like that now. And it's starting to
don't appear in their searches, doesn't
it? It penalizes blogs that they think is AI written, which, like, I running a business, like, every fucking new business coach tries to sell you, like, how to run and automate your business and get it going, ChatGPT. Like, fucking
as long as
do
they
everything.
go out of business, that'd be great.
Yeah, so it's like you got to be careful because like the rule can change, and then all of a sudden it's all But I heard the first thing that scared me was the Amy Winehouse songs, like AI made. This was like about 3 years ago. So, but this is 3 years ago. So you type in like Amy Winehouse AI song, and it's a song that AI worked out, and it was like a song that sounds like Amy Winehouse, sounds like an Amy Winehouse song, original lyrics, original music. And and she's deaf,
scary.
but she's a little scary. And a work colleague was showing me today, like you can download files on your phone and download this app, and basically this app will take out it will split up the stems in a song. So stems are things like drums, guitar, vocals, and it's doing it via AI. Basically, AI fills in the gaps. So when obviously if you can't mute, just the drums, but the AI can, so it works out what's drums and then takes it out and fills the rest in.
Fucking scary.
And it's just amazing. So you won't need things like Photoshop anymore. You know what I mean? Like that's basically what this is coming to. Like you won't need like someone to make something for you. Like just create this for me, and then it'll be done. But in terms of like, yeah, stealing people's identities, all that stuff's gonna stop because that's not on. Can't be done. Anyway, that's my rant about AI. It's fucked up.
All right.
It creates. It doesn't innovate. That's my thing.
Exactly. It can't
Can't innovate.
create.
No, it does create. It does create. It does create, but it doesn't innovate.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
So it
but
can't
only creates
be
based on what other people have done.
correct. So it can. So if I said to it, make me some art of Neil giving Fraser a hand job, but in the style of Banksy, right? It can do that, right?
That would
But
be very creepy.
It can't be
I'd
the
like to
next.
see that.
It can't be the
wouldn't.
next. It can't be the next Banksy. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like
no.
the next Banksy's, we don't know what that is. So AI can never do that, and that's where it'll stumble. I mean, it'll basically take over creation tools. You'll be able to just create whatever you want whenever you want, but there will be. I think there'll be rules coming in about. You can't just make a fucking blog from ChatGPT and put it on your website, and because there'll be AI. There probably already is, like websites that are just run by AI.
I swear, fucking AI keeps fucking phoning me and telling me about how I drove a fucking diesel and shit like that.
So eventually something serious will happen, or money will be lost in a way where a lot of rich people will be upset, and it will take over. But it's just it's the Wild West. Like it's just mad at the moment. So there's no rule.
It's interesting, but very scary at the same time.
Yeah. Oh well, but I'm looking forward to the first AI game. That'll be fun.
Is it scarier though than like 1983 when you got in your dad's Austin Maestro and it went, "Please close the door," and then you went, "Oh my god, it's happening!" Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's probably a little bit more scary than that, to be honest.
Well, have you ever seen that?
You can get your head round where it bases like my car tells me if I put a load of stuff on my back seat, it tells me that someone hasn't put their seatbelt on. That I can understand how that works because it's obviously you can tell that there's something sitting there.
If you put into ChatGPT, give me a blog about top 10 tips of how to do this. It's not AI. That's not AI. It's predictive text. Like on like steroids or whatever. It's not real AI. Like what AI is like a thing that's alive, like almost alive, and it thinks. Whereas this isn't that. It's just referencing everything from the past.
It's like a hive mind.
A little bit, yeah.
Just
but
like
it's not
gathers
really
the entire internet and just spews some shit out at you.
Exactly. So it's I don't know. It's a little fault. It's not really AI. It's just fast computers doing fast data scalping, basically. I don't know, but they apparently there was a game that got announced where. Do you know what audio barks are in games?
Yeah. This is a Ubisoft. We're talking about this the other week.
Yes, yeah. So the audio box, for people that don't know, is like when you walk in for, say, if you're playing.
They get a lot of that in Destiny.
You're walking through town, or you're walking through a thing, and they go, "Oh, I can't believe the town is shutting tonight," or whatever they say, and hey, come over here. They just got AIs to just write all of those. So it's a creation tool. That's all it'll be. It'll be a creation tool. It'll be another way of creating.
As long as they don't give it the nuclear codes, we're all right.
Well, it'll probably be safer hands than who's got them now.
Skynet will come alive or whatever, and then they'll send in John Connor or whatever. You're gonna make it to the headquarters of the AI. And you know what they're gonna find there in the secret room, right, buried all the way in there? Be a fucking Austin Maestro in there running the whole fucking thing, going, the door is ajar.
A whole lot.
I just saw someone say, like, if you're worried about AI taking over the fucking planet, all you got to do is unplug the fucking thing and it doesn't fucking work anymore.
Hey.
Yeah. So, well, there's you got nothing to worry about yet, because if you listen to like, or if you read like a script that's written by AI, it makes no fucking sense. So there's still time. Yeah, it's not quite there. Anyway, maybe we should get an AI episode of the show. Like we've done so many
I
hours.
reckon you could do it. I'm not sure we've got enough, but you definitely have enough
Mate,
episodes
you,
to create an
you
AI.
were 170.
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
enough.
around about 2 hours an episode. I'm sure we can feed.
Oh,
it three.
have you still got
if
all
we
the
could-
separate feeds of everyone's voices and stuff?
No, I haven't. No.
See, that's what it needs.
But I reckon we feed the AI the veteran gamers episodes, and then we'll just make a new episode where we talk about this, and then have a Sunday off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and just see what happens. Just see what happens.
Live stream.
Right.
Yeah, Mike's just sitting there like,
Yeah,
pretty much like a normal week.
yeah.
Neil, do you want to talk about Resident Evil 2 before we?
Yeah, I bet
Get
around,
towards
haven't
the
I?
end.
So
Great game.
the game continues to be awesome.
I remember last week you were saying, Neil, you're like, oh yeah, I'm quite far in the police station, and then I was like, oh right, maybe you have missed things, and then you hadn't even come across like the
Mr. X.
fucking Mr. X. I was like, you're
Yeah,
nowhere near it, mate.
Not
You're
long
nowhere near it.
after that,
And the
he
helicopter
fucking
crashes.
shows up. He shows up.
Yeah,
And
that's
then you
fucking
can-
great.
Hear him stomping
gets-
around, and
Shit
you're like,
gets real.
the amount of times it's just like he's not. You don't, because sometimes you can hear him fucking stomping around. You can kind of work out where he is.
Yeah,
And
he's
you're like,
he's over
well,
there.
I'm not going to
yeah.
fucking go that way right now because I can tell he's over there. And like he stood in the room, and you can hear him literally like fucking walk from right to left as he goes past you in the corridor or whatever next to you.
Yeah,
And you're like, I'm just not going to move. I'm just not going to move.
Yeah.
And then there's other times in the game where you don't hear him for ages, and you're just walking around a corner, and then he just fucking smashes through a fucking wall right in front of you, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fucking me.
Well,
What a
the
game.
other thing as well, I played as Claire as well. So I played. Is it Leon first?
Leon's. I did. You
Well,
get a choice
I
at the
did-
beginning. I
yeah,
started with Leon.
I played as Leon first, so I'm doing the same thing as you. And I know the bit where he bashes through the wall. I think I know exactly the bit where you go in the basement or whatever. And when you play as Claire, you do things slightly different order, but he also doesn't pop in through the same walls and stuff. So you just they do this great job of like, I'm playing the same game, but I'm more on edge because I sort of know what's going to happen, but it's not the same anymore.
Yeah,
and it's
that's good.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
They are good at that with the Resident Evil
great.
series.
I think I might. This is one of those games. Like some of these games, I'm like, you can play them again as a different person. And most of the time, I'm like, I can't. I don't think I'll bother.
Yeah,
I might do that in this game.
I did it. I did it instantly. Honestly, I didn't regret it. I didn't regret it. Like it was brilliant. And it was slightly different.
She's
as well.
not.
It was
Like, she's not been in it that much, to be honest, so far.
no,
when you play as Leon.
no. It is slightly different. It's almost like it's not like what was she up to. It's almost like a what if. Do you know what I mean? Like what if Claire did that instead of Leon?
Well, I know you can get to different parts of the map and things like that, can't you? Stuff like that, so.
I always thought it would be like I wanted it to play it as like Leon has his story and Claire has her story, and there's only one canon. Do you know what I mean? But it isn't like that. It's more like what if Leon was doing the puzzle
Was shit.
You come across Claire, and then what if Claire did it? What would happen? It's a what if scenario more than a two sides of the same coin.
They're playing alongside each other.
Yeah, they're not really alongside each other.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have played as somebody
it's
else
fascinating.
in this game, so I've got. That
Yes, you
far.
play as
Ada.
this Asian lady, isn't it? It's,
Ada
Ada,
Wong.
is it? Yeah, that's the one.
She's an FBI agent.
Yes,
She's inappropriately dressed, I would say, for the situation.
Her split.
It's like in a cocktail dress kind of thing. It was like
she's unusual for Japanese developers to put women in such.
Like when you first meet her, she's in a big overcoat, looks a bit like an agent, and then like something happens in the story.
You say an Asian
agent
looks a bit like looks a little bit like an Asian.
And then something happens in the story that she needs to remove her coat, and then she walks around in a cocktail dress, and it's a bit odd. She's like,
I don't really remember much of that section, to be honest.
It's not so far. I haven't played it. I've switched back to Leon. Let's put it that way. I've played the.
There is another section where you play as I won't say. I don't know if that's the Claire run through or the Leon, but that was quite memorable. Definitely worth playing as Claire. I think definitely worth playing. Just as a kind of like, oh, that's a neat trick. It's like, oh, like you It's like, oh yeah, it plays out a bit different. Yeah, and I love the second act and the third act. Like it's kind of like 3 acts, and I think they're all brilliant. They're all
No, I don't
brilliant.
know where I'm at. Where am I wandering around? Fucking, like I say, I've gone back to being Leon. Like Ada gets hurt. You have
So
to
you're
go back
kind of
to
in the
Leon.
second act.
So
You're kind of in the second
we've
act.
met back up. I've met back up with like the two of them are together again, and that's about where I left it earlier on.
Is it like a sort of sewers? Like you're in sewers?
Yeah. Yes. There's a bit like I try and make sure because obviously there's a map as part of the game, and every time you find everything in an area of the map, it goes blue. And if you haven't found anything, it's red. And it's quite annoying. I've left a part of the game where I'm like, there's a part of the map that's red, and I was like, I'm not going back there. There's no way I'm going back there. I can't be asked.
Yeah.
But I've left it red, and I've moved on. But I had a quick look online, and it's like I think I might have missed some bullets. That's all I've missed. So, okay, that's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah.
But fuck it. Oh, yeah. So I've done the greenhouse bit. Is where I'm at. I've just done the greenhouse bit.
Right. Okay.
I love that bit.
Yeah. And I've got like fuck all ammo, and I'm just running around because certain person reappears at that point. We're like, everything's hunky dory. I think, he's fucking gone now. Don't need to worry about him no more. And the next thing, you do a little bit of the mission, and the next thing, I'm like, I know something's going to happen here, but you hear the thump, thump, thump. And like, oh fuck, it's that dude again. Mr. X is back.
So have you done the sewers then?
Or I've done the sewers, and I've done I've just literally finished. Like, I've got.
Is it kind of like a lab? A lab that you're in?
Yeah, I'm in the lab. Yeah, so we're in the nest. We've gone down the cable car. We've done the greenhouse, and we're into. I've got what I need to go to the main lab.
Like the third act, really. Like you're kind of fairly well into it now. Yeah.
I think I've got to head into the main lab. Is the next part I've got to do.
Yeah. That's kind of the wrap up area, really.
Yeah, hopefully.
Sort of coming to a yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
It is awesome.
Great game.
Absolutely awesome.
Great game.
And it looks
amazing.
Phenomenal, I have to say.
Yeah. And it's like 3-4 years old, something. 2019.
It got like I say, from the original, like it's 3 or 4 years old now, but it did have an update in the last 6 months to give it the old ray tracing and all that. And it was a bit. People were complaining on Steam because people who could run the game suddenly couldn't run the game because it was really fucking taxing on PCs and
PC like players, they're complaining a lot at the moment with the old Last of Us remaster.
It's a bit of a fucking shit show, but
dear me. If only there was some sort of console that played it. But never mind.
Well, it's on sale on PlayStation. I didn't notice. Still fucking expensive though. 50 odd quid for The Last of Us 1.
It would be at the moment though, wouldn't it? With the hype that they've got.
That's fucking 25% off or something stupid. It's like 70 quid normally.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not paying 70 quid to play that fucking game again, even if it does look amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Resident Evil 2 with the ray tracing on, like, because obviously a lot of the time you're walking around with your torch out in dark areas, looks flipping awesome.
Yeah.
Possibly even more scary with the ray tracing and all that shit on than it was beforehand. So.
You are a sucker for the pretty graphics, though, Neil.
I do like the pretty graphics. It's not like
shiny.
I did like Vampire Survivors as well.
Can we go to? I know, Fraser, you want to wrap this up. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it. Right, but
am I going dead behind the eyes?
Yeah. Deader. Right, but the can we go to Gadget Corner?
Yes.
Gadget Corner of the show. Is that okay? Can we scurry over to there?
Yep.
Sorry, are you done with Resident Evil 2 now? Sorry.
That's where I'm at.
OLED TVs.
Yeah.
Right. The problem that I'm getting now, if my TV's about...
Have you got an OLED TV?
No. I bought my TV when I moved into my first house, which was 2015. That's the one that's in the living room. The problem with TV now, The Last of Us being one of these shows, is that fucking everything's in the dark. Yeah. Everything. Right, because all these fucking film directors and DOPs love all this fucking.
So you mean it's not in the dark; it's in the grey. If you're on an old TV,
they love all this like actual like all the blacks that you can get into the colours and the OLEDs and all this, and it's all low light videography, which they've never been able to do for fucking years, and now they're just bleeding it dry, and it's annoying me. So, do I need a new TV? Discuss.
I can't
It's funny
say.
you'll be saying that because I've been getting See, my TV downstairs is just dog shit. I hate it.
Mm.
But to be fair, once I'm in the zone and watching something that takes my mind off how shit the TV is, then it's perfect. It does its job perfectly well. And then sometimes as well, I've been looking at it and going, I remember back in 2006, if that TV had been hanging in my wall in 2006, I would have thought I was a god amongst TV owners, right?
Mm.
So there's always something better around the corner. I did have a look at OLEDs a couple of weeks ago. I was like, maybe I should.
Some
I'm
of the
still
older
not
ones
seeing
are
much.
not that expensive anymore.
Wow, that's all relative though, isn't it? You know, everything's not that expensive. Everything, you know, it says $100 here, $200 here, $300 there.
Mm.
There's
Just
always
don't buy any
things
speakers for a couple of weeks and you'll be fine. You can afford an OLED.
He always goes to the speakers.
He always does.
The problem I have with an OLED TV is there's probably about 100 things in front of an OLED TV I'd rather spend that amount of money on.
Right.
What I need
Mike's got
is
loads
for
of money. He can buy one.
What I need is
Loads.
what my child did 10 years ago when I got that TV was put their fucking toys through the last one, right? If they could put that, somebody could just wreck this TV, then I'd have to go out and buy a new one.
You could do that.
That's
You could do that. Get the Wii out,
Yeah.
accidentally throw a Wii remote into it.
Whoops.
Fine, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
telly.
I am looking if I could find someone, maybe, you know, if I could find a killer deal on an OLED or someone who is just upgrading or whatever and getting rid of an OLED. I think the LG C2 is supposed to be.
Well, there's a
highly
there's a
rated.
C3 now because obviously
I
that
don't
works.
live in that world. Neil.
I'm
It's
just
the new
saying
stuff.
that means the C2s are cheaper.
That's right. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on.
So
is to see if
also, I've got. What have I got? A C9. I've got a C9. So I've got a 2019 OLED, and that looks fucking amazing still.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So OLED is the way to go.
OLED is.
Would
If
this-
you
would
want to
that
watch
end my-
movies and
like-
shit like that, it looks.
would
I mean,
that end
my
my
PS5
problem of-
looks fucking amazing on my OLED as well.
Would that end my problem of everything being fucking dark?
Yeah.
Well, that would stop
should
that
do.
shit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because it
Should
won't be
do.
grey; it will be black, and then there'll be shades of grey, rather than
Well,
everything
it's
just looking grey.
It's just
Yeah,
black.
but the problem is you'll be watching crappy fucking rips off your Plex server that will look shit. That will now look extra.
Yeah, then
shit
you'll
on
need
your
to buy
secret-
You'll need Sky UHD, and then go, holy shit,
My-
this looks fucking awesome.
My Plex supplier only downloads good stuff.
Is it 4K? Is it 4K Ultra HD Dolby Vision?
Can be
and
if
all
it
that
wants to
nonsense?
be.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
what everybody says. It's like,
Honestly-
like other people. They go, "Oh, the Spotify, it sounds just like CDs." No, it fucking doesn't. Shut the
No,
fuck up.
it doesn't sound like. It sounds good enough, but
Well,
Dolby
people say
Vision
that.
and stuff like that. Well,
You're
honestly,
gonna
it
hate me
looks
now, but
fucking
like people
bonkers.
people say like, oh, you can't beat vinyl. Saying I'm like, it sounds worse. Sounds worse.
Only if
Get
it's got
over it.
crackles in it.
Exactly, it sounds worse.
Vinyl
You
sounds
scratched
great.
it.
Vinyl sounds great the first time you play it. After that, it ain't getting better.
No, it only ever
Yeah.
gets worse, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay,
And this
so
is from
maybe
someone who loves vinyl.
But OLEDs,
No.
as long as you don't sit there with the same thing on the screen for the entire time you're watching it, will be great.
but yeah,
You want to
Yeah.
honestly, the best thing you can do it by is the Samsung QD LEDs or whatever they're called, because they have an OLED
Okay.
layer, but they also have their quantum dot layer, so you get brighter whites and darker darks. You get the best of both worlds. I bet they are
Q-
quite expensive.
QD.
Are any of these going to add length to my penis?
Does that really matter nowadays? Do you need your penis anymore, other than for going for a piss?
It's true.
You could just
Yeah.
have a bag now; it'll be fine, wouldn't it? Honestly, let's be honest.
Oh,
A
it'd be
bag.
great, wouldn't it? Catheter, have that. Yeah, put it in.
Sure.
Yeah.
What
I
kind
can't
of
find the
brand?
QD.
Samsung.
Samsung.
I can't remember what it's
Shit
S something or other. S95 65-inch, blah blah blah, whatever. It looks fucking bonkers. It's about fucking $2,500 though.
Oh, I'm not going to pay that.
But-
Silliness.
It was on sale for 1,800 quid the other day. Not as cheap as it was at Black Friday, but there you go.
Look at S23.
All right, now we're shopping online. I think it's time to wrap up the show.
No. I'll tell you what, though. Going back to Gadget Corner, I bought a fucking fridge. It's great.
Whoa.
Oh,
Is
yeah?
it just a fridge?
Nice.
No, it's like a American fridge.
You
It's like
got a-
double door
On a drink
motherfucker.
dispenser and all that nonsense.
Yeah, I got drinks dispenser, ice crusher, ice thing, Oh, it's brilliant. No frost in the freezer. I was like, that's got to be bollocks. I don't believe it. It's bollocks. And
It
it's
is
true.
bollocks until they until you
it's
seal it,
true
whatever.
for the first month, and then
Yeah. No, it's still going strong without the
Yeah.
frost.
Wait till 2 years
But-
down the line, we'll see.
Oh, yeah, it'd be fucked. But
Ice maker is king, I tell you.
that's, well,
So is yours plumbed into the water, so it does it all literally? Like,
no, there's a little box that you have,
you have
to
to
fill.
fill a tap.
What?
Yeah.
You have to fill it yourself?
See, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking England. God, you guys I think
No.
you live in
buy ones that
oh
plumb in.
my God.
Yeah, you can plumb
well,
them
he
in.
did buy one that plumbed. Well, he went off and made a purchase without consulting, didn't he? Oh my God.
But where it is, I can't get it plumbed
Why?
because I'd have to. It's
Well, you
like
could
on
get
the
it
other side of
plumbed.
the.
Of course you could.
Yeah,
have
but
you, have you
would
come
be
to us to
expense.
talk to us about plumbing yet? You can do it
I
yourself.
can't
Picks.
plumb. I can't
Yes,
plumb.
you
I
can.
Don't
can't.
start
I don't even
with
know where the
this.
plum is. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean? Like,
can. Trust me, you can do it. I've done it. I
No.
taught
Push
myself
fit
to do it.
pipes
I've
nowadays,
plumbed in
isn't it?
loads of stuff.
Push fit
Honestly,
connections.
it's brilliant. This is
You
why
also
video games.
plumbed in a fucking
Hey,
gas barbecue, which is well wrong.
don't tell anyone. Oh, I'll tell you what. This week they came around and changed my gas meter, and I never plumbed in my gas barbecue actually.
What was it then?
But they went round and checked all my gas appliances and didn't flag anything, so we're
Oh,
cool.
good.
wow.
Cool.
You did. You say that as a disclaimer, were you? That you didn't plumb in?
Yeah, plumbing. Mate, you're looking for that next excitement that the video games don't bring. Do your own plumbing. Honestly,
do
it
it.
is awesome.
It's
No.
like
Honestly, you shit yourself that
the
it's not going to
danger
work,
is
but then
real.
it does work. Oh my God, it's
No
great.
chance. No chance. No chance. I put in a radiator once. I nearly fucking had an heart
I
attack.
remember that.
Yeah.
You
Mate,
did
that's
that.
hardcore,
You
putting
did
a
that.
radiator in.
I did that. I did do that, and it was I can't, but I can't plumb something like from one thing. Like the one side of the wall in my kitchen doesn't have no plumbing. There's no sink there. There's no washing machine there. There's no
Well,
dishwasher there.
don't put a plumbing
on-
fridge there then.
On the other side, there is plumbing. There's the washing machine, the dishwasher, the sink. How do I get that fucking thing over to there?
Well,
There's
you
no
put the
way.
fridge over that side where all the plumbing is.
You can't
Yeah,
because
you just
there's a
have
big
to get behind the wall and you run a PEX pipe or something.
So
to
you've
it.
got
You know,
like
There you
you've
go.
got a
it,
thing
man.
for the
You can do
dishwasher
it.
Yeah.
already.
Well, it
So
doesn't
you just
matter. You're going
I
to.
can't. There's
That's
no,
all right.
listen,
Look,
no,
okay.
no.
All
You
right.
see,
Okay.
there's no way that fridge is going to go over that side of the room.
See,
No
this is
chance.
why I love Americans. They have the can-do attitude. All right.
No way.
This is not the can-do attitude. This is the I'm going to continue. I'm going to get my little begging bowl of water from the sink, and I'm going to transfer it all the way over here, and I'm going to fill up my wonderful fridge. Who fills up their fridge? Oh my God!
I fill
Fraser,
up
it's
ice
not
cube
that
trays.
hard. It's not that
No,
hard.
that's the thing. Really, it's not that difficult, is it?
It's
Just
literally
get a
like
It's
jug,
not about the
put some
no.
water
It's
in.
not about the difficulty. It's about some guys up in their boardroom. They brought it. The American he walked out in disgust out of the boardroom and went, "You can't sell this." They went, and then he walked out in disgust. The rest of the English guys are in there going, "This is okay. Everyone will do this. This will be fine." Some poor sap will get out of his little jug and carry his water, spilling it on the floor and shit.
just when I thought I was living the high life, Fraser knocks me
Yeah,
down.
exactly. You know.
See what I mean? I've got a nice house. Got
What
a nice
you should do is
fridge.
put together.
Fraser
I've got it.
fucks me over.
I figured it out. What you need
Go
to
on.
do is you put in a series of troughs, right? First of all, you lift the water up from your sink, and then it goes up into like
Yes.
guttering up into the top of the
Like
kitchen, and
an
down.
aqueduct.
Yeah,
in your
that could-
kitchen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could, and then put a toga on, all right, and walk around the house in a toga, and then just say to
But he
your
doesn't
wife
do that already.
how proud
Yeah,
you are of
true.
the aqueduct system
Yeah.
that you've installed.
Honestly, I was so excited to fill that tray of water. Like my wife was just like, I don't care. Like, but it's making ice. It's making ice on its own. It's working for me.
Sort of on its own, except you have to remove the water over there first.
But it's making the ice and
My
putting it
freezer
up
does.
there.
My freezer makes ice. I put water in an ice cube tray, and I put that in the freezer, and it
Yeah,
makes
but it
ice.
spits out the ice in little trays, and then it spits
Oh,
it
I have
into
to
a little
manually
box.
empty the ice cubes. obviously.
So what? So you can you basically fill up a reservoir, and then as you take ice out, it still refills itself with ice, right?
Yeah. I'm not touching the ice.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So you put it in a box, like
How many
this little
liters?
box
How many
that
liters
you can.
of water can you put in there?
I don't know, but it's a fair bit. It's a fair bit. It's
Do you have to
Yeah.
use more than one jug to fill
It's
it?
quite like a. Yeah, definitely. Like
Yeah, that's
it's
okay. All right.
it's
All
like
right. I mean,
5 jugs,
All right.
and you're filling it, and I barely fill it to be fair, but
oh, look at old Jimmy 5 Jugs here.
Jimmy 5 jugs. All right, it's Jimmy 5 jugs. What are you fucking saying, cat? Right, so I fill it, and then it pumps itself to like the ice thing, goes into it, fills the ice tray itself, and then the ice tray drops when it's full. Puts it in a bucket.
Unfrozen.
Not on. So just it's just water.
Can you just
No,
get cold water as well?
Yeah,
Or does it
of
only
course you
do
can.
ice?
It does ice, crushed ice, or water. Great,
You have to fill a lot
Wait,
of
so you
water.
put the water in and then you take it back out again?
but it's chilled and filtered.
Filtered, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ah, got you now, haven't I?
I don't know.
Got
When
you
you're
now.
replacing the filter,
I don't know.
AI does
I'm
that.
really-
how much are they going to get you on that filter?
I don't know.
They're going to fucking rape you on
they're
that
gonna
filter.
right up there.
You're going to need the ice to sit down again when they
Yeah.
finish with you on
The
that
thing
filter.
is, as well, I can't tell the difference between filtered water and normal water. I have no idea.
Your
No
kettle
one
can.
can.
Your kettle can.
But Tara insists that we have filtered water. I have no idea.
I only
can't.
filter the water that goes in my kettle, which makes my kettle last longer.
Are you in a deep lime scale?
We're on a
area?
heavy lime scale. Yeah.
Yes. Where I used to live was mad shit lime scale. Like lime scale used to come out the fucking tap.
Yeah,
in,
basically, it's like a
fucking
lump
rocks.
comes out of the fucking tap
Yeah.
when you turn it on.
That's me emptying the tap. But this, for some reason, where I'm now, which isn't that far from where I was, it's not as bad.
Super soft.
Yeah,
It
we
means you
have-
don't
we
use
have
as
that.
much shampoo.
We have a water softener.
Mm.
Yeah. What installed in the?
Do you have to
thing?
pour the water in via a jug to your water softener?
You know, I've not come here for this abuse. You know what I mean?
I do have to fill my water softener up with salt every couple of
Ah,
months.
fucking
Ah,
hell.
fucking hell. Oh my god. Oh, look at him walking over with these little packets of salt.
It's not even just this 20 kilograms
20
of salt.
kilograms, and he has to lug it over. And his wife looks at him like, oh, look at him there. There's the man I married carrying salt. You know, I
Carrying
don't know.
salt like something out of the Bible.
Yeah, look at him. He's part of the elements, whatever.
Pathetic.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little video of me filling this container now, send it to you guys. Well, this has been fun. I'm really enjoying
It
myself.
has been.
I'm really
All right.
enjoying myself.
Are you going to do Dave's bit?
What does
No.
Dave do?
He doesn't drill. Mike's got a drill. Ooh. It's got a light
Looking
on it as
good.
well.
Yeah.
Fancy stuff. Fancy stuff.
Dave,
All right.
hold on. What does Dave do? He does something. Let me. He goes, oh, look at me! I built
Thank
a
you for
shed.
joining us.
Thank you for
Yeah.
listening to the Seal podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Seal podcast. You can get in touch with us via many means. Carrier pigeon.
Don't
Finding
do
out where
pigeon.
Neil works and just follow him around.
People do that.
How many times have you been stopped by a fan of the show at your work?
0.
Yeah. Well, maybe when I come to the Tesco.
Yeah, I'll let everyone know that Mike's coming next time.
Yeah.
Just say you
No, go,
feel
who?
brought
Jimmy
up.
5 Jugs.
Yeah.
All right. Who have we got to say thanks to in the
Right, we better
in the
say
Twitter?
a public happy birthday to Quaxel in the chat, because he says
Sammy Saltville over here.
he's nearing the 50 mark, so it's his birthday as we're recording, which was yesterday now. Just wondering, give us a Prime sub, thank you very much. Mint Safe and Dave Bertha was in the chat.
Dave. Yeah. What do I do now? What's
Nothing.
happening?
It just leaves us to say thank you, Mike, so much for coming and joining us. We
I
do
hope it's been
appreciate
fun for you.
It's always
was.
fun, mate. You're
Yeah,
always
it's great.
welcome. It's good
Oh,
fun.
we had a great time in London, didn't we?
We did.
Oh, yeah, really enjoyed that.
It was a
Really
good crack.
enjoyed
I went back to that
Good.
club and the curry house the other week. That's where I went.
Yeah, I heard.
last
Yeah,
week.
yeah. And you had the lamb. You had the lamb
Yeah,
chops.
lamb
Didn't you?
chops.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And you
lovely.
already had beer ready. Yeah, that was wise.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when we walked in there. It was like, why is that guy like walking in with beer? What a fucking loser!
Yeah, it
And
was
then we
weird,
were
wasn't
like 10 minutes later, it was us yeah, doing the same thing. Cool.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to be
Mm.
repeated. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Until next week, then, everyone. We shall catch up with you later.
All right.
See ya.
Bye, everyone. Bye, 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 bye.